Welcome, welcome. Your not so tribal chief has arrived. Welcome, guys. Good evening. Good evening. There's a very simple reason I was late, actually. And hold on a minute, guys. Seeing something. Hey, defective. Hello, rhythm. Hello, yappers. Um, Let me just share it on Twitter quickly, guys. If you can do share it as well, that would be great. Hey, mustache. Have you guys missed me? 9 days. What has it been? Has it been 9 days? 9-ish days. I was live on Ash's channel on Monday, so about 4 days technically. Watch Paul announcing for Brock on Reels. Was that true? It was true, my friend. It was a great event. I am alive. I just took a break because I can't be bothered to watch England play football. Although apparently we did well, so maybe I should have. Nah, just watch them in the World Cup so I can be depressed. Uh, Yeah. So the reason I was late, guys, and actually I had to push the stream 15 minutes late, is I was on my friend's channel Goal Oi, and we started at 7-ish, like 7:10, and I literally got done at 9:20. So yeah, I didn't expect it to go that long, but it did go that long. And so I had to push this back a little bit, but yes. Yeah, Mohawk went, I believe, to Jaipur, right? Yeah. Basically been hiding. My God, I haven't seen this fellow in forever. And that's what he said. Damn, feels like ages I've been in this chat. Zain, where have you been? How have you been? And what have you been up to? Before you bounce. Ronnie scored a brace that sums up my international break. Yeah, I mean England did do well, man, but I can't be bothered. I can't do it to myself anymore. I rather just watch the games. That's it. When it happens. San Marino will beat Indian team 4-0. Yeah. Bro, San Marino picked out, I don't know, they have a terrible losing record. But I believe they won their latest game, which was crazy, right? Is it true? Are they one win away from qualifying? Or something like that? Or no, they're one win away from playing qualifiers? Something like that, right? That's crazy. Arnold and Carvajal available for the El Clasico. Bro, I'm going to be honest with you, Roshan. I'd be worried. I'd be worried if I were you, man. That game is a big question mark game. I don't know. I think Barcelona has done well in recent history, but it's going to be quite nerve-wracking Clasico this time. मजा आया turn देख के. Bro, why aren't you monetized? I shouldn't have to convince you to take donos first. Dude, it's complicated, but since we aren't talking about anything specific today, I will tell you why. I've not monetized because I want to make sure my banking stuff is in order, mustache, because I am very nervous about how YouTube does things. So I want to make sure that my documents and everything are ready, and whatever I need is proper, up to date, there's no mistakes, because if there is, trying to reverse it will be a big. I don't even want to think about it. I don't want to put it out in the universe. But yes, that is basically why. That is basically why. We will sort it out shortly, mustache. Don't worry about that. But thank you for asking. Nathan, win at Anfield? No chance in hell, Siddhant. No chance in hell. Pardon the Vince McMahon theme song. A draw. I'm feeling a draw personally. Heard Cape Verde qualify for the World Cup, and there is our country that can't even play in the Asian Cup. Yappers, it's see, Yappers. This is a very simple way to answer this question. I am going to give you a very long-winded answer. So just bear with me here because I'm going to explain it to you. There was this man. You can Google him. There's not much of a record, but there's this man. There's this man my dad told me about that he used to watch play with his father in Bombay when my dad was growing up. His name was Nicholas Pereira. My dad told me he was a fantastic player for India and whatever other teams he played for at the time. I don't know how this happened because it was definitely not planned, but I ended up going to school with his son. And he looked quite the opposite of what my dad described his father was. And I was thinking, when his father played, it would probably be a lot less competitive than it is now to even get into good football teams. And I kid you not, because we went to support him because he's my friend. We went to the university games, okay? And at the university games, I kid you not, we were playing on stone and red soil grounds. You know, in Goa we have a lot of red soil. The mud is kind of reddish brown, with little pebbles. I kid you not, we were playing university games on that. University games to go nationals, and whatever happens in the future. You'll go to academies, possibly play for teams, right? So at that level, we were playing on that ground. And why am I saying this to you? I'm saying if a state like Goa, which has a lot of footballing history, today is doing about 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, having these kind of grounds to play university games, where is the infrastructure to build the talent from a younger age to do this? Because think about it for a second. I'm talking about university level, we can't get grounds. How are the kids whose parents will, first of all, not want them to do this because it's a hit or miss aspect in our country? It's not future, it's not good for your, it's possibly detrimental to your future, right? Because a lot of people quit school to play sports. If there is no infrastructure to guarantee a streamline for good quality sports stars, not just football, in sports overall, how is it possible that we are ever going to reach that level? Everyone talks about ISL and the I League. What about the levels below? We have no streamline. Think about that. Uh, yeah, I mean, think about that, yappers. How is it possible? It is incredibly impossible to have a good streamline. And Cape Verde, I'll tell you right now, they take advantage of the fact that it's a former colony of Portugal. I am sure they get exposed to much higher football from youth, even if their own country does not have the infrastructure. But what do we have? We just don't have the grassroots to do it, man. Believe me, Cape Verde is one of the smallest countries in the world, and they qualified for a World Cup. People are saying, how is that relevant? It is absolutely relevant. Less people means less facilities, means less infrastructure, means less money, means less everything, and they still manage to do better. So I don't know. That's how I feel about that. Sorry about the long answer, yappers, but I hope that answers your question. Okay, fair enough. Today is a good day. George signed a new deal. Who's George, dude? Who's George, Dave? Now you're frightening me. Now Seth winning at Crown Jewel was worth it. Yeah, it was worth it. I agree. Sorry, bro, been busy with study. No problem, Zain. But where are you studying and what are you studying? Give us a proper update if you don't mind. I haven't seen you in ages. What are you studying? Where are you studying would be good if you can. Thank God, abhi predictable war games nahi hoga. Yes, that's true. Saturday night main event heavyweight title Seth versus Punk. Mm, that would be fun. There's a Saturday night main event before December. I was like, isn't that way in advance? They have Survivor Series. But yes, I will lose my shit if we beat Liverpool. I'm leaving the possibility open just saying, of course, there's always a possibility, dude, but I'm feeling a draw for sure. If United defeat Liverpool, what will you do? I mean, I'll have a good old time, dude. I'll do a nice review for once. I'll be relieved. But honestly, dude, I will only look at it as another 3 points, Roshan, because unfortunately, the way we are playing at the moment is we will beat Liverpool and then lose to Brighton. The main thing now, no, is I want momentum. That is the main thing. So if we beat Liverpool, I will be very happy for obvious reasons and for not so obvious reasons, because I also want to look at it as we are getting some momentum. And I think momentum is kind of the most important thing we need right now. The 3 points is very good, but we need momentum for the rest of the season as well to continue. I will lose. I read that. Best left hand batsman VVD. Oh, God, I've seen that meme, dude. It's not likely, but it's definitely possible. Absolutely. Definitely possible. Expecting anything from these guys, they're expecting a good game from Diego Dallo, even if he plays good sometimes. Whenever I hear Saturday night's main event, I feel gross. The image of the show is so bad. A mood turn off for me. Oh, okay. Interesting. I'll be supporting United. Show those fools who are the real Reds. I am not, Aditya. I am not. I am not. Prakrim is there. Watched several times on Mohan. Initially didn't like you, but eventually start enjoying your opinions. Keep the. What? Hold on a minute. I love this. Prakrim said, "Hi, brother. Watched you several times on Merck's channel. Initially didn't like you, but eventually started enjoying your opinions. Keep up the good work. Keep the good work going. Thank you so much, Prakin. I honestly, Prakin, much like you and all of us, I would like our club to do well. It's just that I don't know about you, but I feel like I've been lied to recently a lot, and it sometimes makes me very angry, and I can come off as negative. Although, Prakin, in fairness to me, this is the first year in 4 years of doing YouTube that I have consistently posted a review this season after a match, win or lose. But I am still deemed negative because I just say how I feel, in the sense of, like, I will talk about things that maybe are quote unquote not important, but I feel like they add to the reason we are in this downfall. Like certain interviews where people show you something, you ignore it, and then later on you see that it's happening without overdoing it. But thank you so much for supporting, Prakin. I appreciate your honesty as well, of course. Everybody has opinions and not everything will be agreed upon, but I appreciate those comments. Thank you so much. I'm very grateful to Mohawk. Mohawk has been very, very supportive of my channel, and I feel very, without getting too sentimental, feel very blessed to have that support from him, as well as the people who come from 1MUFC and every other channel that someone sees me on and decides to drop a like and subscribe. So thank you so much for the words. Dominic Mysterio should be world heavyweight champion the current Eddie. I knew you were going to set me up to read some nonsense, Aditya. Current Eddie, now whatever he does gets cheered. That is true. It all turned the other way in WrestleMania, right? I couldn't believe he was getting cheered over Vikingo, dude. That was crazy in Mexico. That was a little weird. Because he clearly looks like a Vikingo feels a face. Like when you see the entrance to the match, which he ended up winning. He gets all the hugs from all the legends in the back, like they do the walkthrough. So you feel like he's a face, but then he comes out and he's booed. It's really confusing. But yeah. Me and my cousin brother, we both play football for our universities. I play in UP where the grounds are muddy, and he plays in Poland where the university teams have fans. Show the difference in. But see, this is kind of my point, now, yappers. And shout out to you, dude. You're playing in for the university. I mean, you said in UP, but you didn't say the university. Shout out to you, whichever university you're in. Keep studying. Don't forget. Yeah, grounds are muddy. The pebbly grounds in Goa, those can hurt, bro. When you fall down, that hurts. Those are like little round spikes on your butt, on your leg, on your back, depending on how you fall, obviously. Yeah, it's terrible. Shows the difference. Yeah, but you know what? Yeah, this is not the. It is not for the lack of talent, right? It's for the lack of infrastructure. You can get people to play, but if you don't give them the facilities to excel, they are just going to be okay at best. That's sadly what it is nowadays. Heard somewhere that McGregor is planning for a comeback UFC White House card 2026. Yeah, that's what he says, dude. But he's currently going. He's doing an 18-month suspension for not telling his whereabouts to the drug agency. So that is a rule. That doesn't necessarily mean he's taking drugs. But there's a rule where if you travel, you have to disclose your whereabouts in case they want to surprise test you. So unfortunately, he did get a suspension, and the suspension I believe will end in March or April, which is like 2.5 months before the White House card. So I don't really know how realistic that is, but that is what he definitely keeps saying. Definitely keeps saying that. That's for sure. I appreciate your sass. I actually think we have a better chance against a great team than an average one. Yeah, which is the problem. Our mentality crumbles against lesser teams. Fun fact: the thread nerd was telling Prime Ronaldo. Threads nerd were telling Prime Ronaldo wasn't a great dribbler, and telling to show the stats. Lol. I think dribbling means different things nowadays, secret gamers. You know, before it used to be skill based dribbling, where you actually do what we like to call in FIFA skill moves to pass people. I think now it's, you do a little fake and you run around them. They call that a dribble, which to be fair can also be called a dribble. But you know, everybody knows how Ronaldo here really used to dribble past people, which was way more fun. But yeah. It's not like we don't have talent. I'm sorry, didn't Minerva just won some largest youth tournament? It's some private institutions doing the work while AIFF says crash course. So exactly, it's not like we don't have the talent, Rando. That's why I keep saying it's all infrastructure based. It has nothing to do with the people. Ruining Liverpool's title race. We will be there. Wow, everybody's here. Thank you for all for joining, guys. I will take your chats. Please be a little patient. It's been a while since I've done this. Hey, Nitesh. Good evening. Hope you've come back from work safely, bud. Oh wait, sorry. You are at Delhi right now for work. Sorry, apologies. मैं देख रहा हूँ तुम मुझे इग्नोर करने लगे हो. No, 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 Maxi. I'm just taking a while to get there. Hello, Maxi. Hello, hello, hello. If we go without a loss to the next international break, it'll be a huge pro. Exactly, and this is what I'm talking about, yappers. We need some momentum. Initially, I also didn't like you still, though. That's fair enough, Nitish. That's okay. George Russell. George Russell is an F1 driver who's a driver for Mercedes and Petronas. He's hated by many people, but I love him. It seems similar situation of you and Dallo. No, bro, I mean, listen, when we get a better right back, I will happily say Dallo can sit on the bench too. A true right wing back. I'll happily say it. It's just that I know we don't have anything better at the moment. So it's just something you have to deal with. But that is funny. That is funny. I like that. Belgian job the legendary backup keeper for Le Mans. One claim. You're the most honest speaking United fan I've watched. You get angry because you love this club and want to call out every bad thing so that improvements can be made. We'll always be watching. Thank you so much. Listen, man, there's a lot of people who are honest. It just depends on what they want to talk about. You know, we might all want to talk about different things through our frustration. That I think is it is that's what it is. Mohawk is the nice guy. Mohawk is a wonderful guy. I absolutely enjoy talking to him. I too will always be watching. Thank you. Angry Roy Keane. Oh, this is going to be hilarious. Hey Nathan, been so long. I was caught up with my work for quite some time. I'm really stressed out now. Glad you're streaming. Yeah, Angry Roy Keane, as I've always said, we will always be here, man. You just finish studying, finish your work. We'll try to do some more chill streams so the people who come back late from work can come and hang out instead of watching a game. Sometimes you can't make the game because you're at work or you're out with family and friends. So we'll try and do some other alternate streams. I now do a preview stream a review stream which I like to call my God, I forgot what it's called. The check-in show. So we do two shows in between of the week anyway. That is excluding the Champions League games and the Premier League games. So even if you can't make those, you can always make the others, or at least you can watch it later on and relax, and then you can comment down below if you agree or disagree, of course. Nathan, there are going to be 3 ODI and 5 T20 match against Australia and Australia. So what are they going to play at 5:30 in the morning? I can't be bothered, dude. I would happily watch those ODIs. Well, not the ODIs. That timing, it's not good for my health. But the T20s, I'd happily watch actually. I don't mind beating Australia every now and then. It's fun for me. Hello, Nathan. I initially got intimidated by your looks, but liked your opinion and still like your opinion. But the X factor about you also love WWE, UFC, and other sport. And that is why I have actually that is actually why the channel name is the channel name Rhythm. Some people have asked me maybe you should change the name, make it maybe, they don't like the nut part of it. But what I thought of it from a branding perspective is like it's so much easier. You can do so many things like with SNN, you can change the branding, you can change the logo. I was looking a little bit down the line, but a lot of people also say maybe you should change your logo, make it something simple. But I feel like the sports nut pass Rhythm makes it kind of explains what the channel is, because he likes to, because I like to watch different things, so it's kind of in the channel. But I'm trying to think of things that could incorporate that would be good for like a brand, simple to type down, simple to put a logo, something catchy. So I thought of SNN. My old name. My God, you would find it hilarious what the original name of the channel was. This is actually the second name of the channel, believe it or not. My ex-girlfriend told me I should change the name. It's too long. Funny enough, but yeah. Who she actually helped me with the first name, but then she said later on it's too long. Fun fact: origin story of the channel. There you go. New news for the subscribers who joined later on. But yes, Pandit's telling Shashko can't make excuses, but Isaac, the proven player, needs time for adaptation to prove hated a dot can never be ignored. Bro, listen, people, you have to understand something about pundits. This is their job. They have to they have to give some kind of opinion that incites some kind of reaction. They have to, because believe me when I tell you, there will be someone who will take their job from them in the same field next year. So they gotta do this. They gotta do this sensational opinion every now and then. They have to. You have to just take it with a pinch of salt. Mexicans hate Vikingo, by the way. They cheered Alberto El Patron, yeah, El Rio, over him and were seething when Patron lost. Yeah, it's incredible, dude. Considering Alberto Del Rio's actual history, it's really weird. But yeah, I thought Vikingo's fantastic as a luchador. He is fantastic. But yeah, uh, that's a rare mental state. United players have good against big teams, bad against small teams. Yeah, it's been like that for a while, to be honest. If on internet that always keeps going. So thanks always for being on the internet. And thank you, Rhythm. I try my best. Thank you very much for the kind words. Um, if what's the title match against Penta? Everyone was on the Dominic Mysterio. Yeah, yep. He's getting from WrestleMania. The turn has been it's actually been incredible, to be fair. Prakrin is saying, Prakin is saying, I'm a Madrid fan. I've also been invested into United for the past 3-4 seasons. Maybe it took some time to get used to your tone. Just subscribe to you, bro. It's okay, dude. It's okay. It's okay. You have to sometimes get used to people to understand. I always, unfortunately, Prakin, because I don't like go on people's channels too much. I find myself having to kind of explain my point of views from a point. Right. Yes. Thank you. A little later. Yeah. Thank you. So the unfortunate thing about starting to collab more, which again Mohawk has told me to do a lot, by the way, for a long time actually. The problem is, no, I have the disadvantage of having to, when people call you to a channel to talk about a specific thing. Sometimes I find myself having to explain my thought process first before answering those questions, And sometimes I tend to, I'm sure you have noticed that, Prak, in Mohak's channel. And sometimes I kind of have to go on long-winded sentences because I feel like I need to explain to people how do I come to my thought process, because people haven't seen me on many channels, and we haven't talked about many things that have gone on in the club because I've not been active on collaborations. So that is a little bit of my disadvantage, to be honest, Pragin. But to be fair, I have been told by many people I should collab more. It's just that everyone has their own life. Everyone is busy. I feel very uncomfortable. If I'm being very honest, I do feel uncomfortable to ask people to collab because I feel like everybody's super super busy. You know. So I do feel a little uncomfortable in that sense. But yeah, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. This season alone, in the last two international breaks, I've called on a few people that I have never actually called on the channel before, and I've gone on their channel even. So it's been fun. It's been a fun experience to learn about new people in the space as well. We're just trying to do better slowly, slowly. But yeah. Um, so I find I'm a little bit at a disadvantage in that case, Prakin. But in time, I feel like the people who get like my thought process, hopefully, there's no guarantee, of course, will come to understand my points of view better, if that makes sense. But yes, there's no current Eddie. There's always one Eddie. Only remain one Eddie. Dom can copy all he wants, but the vibes Eddie gave. Yeah, I mean, listen, man. There will be another. There'll never be another Eddie Guerrero. Rest in peace. I mean, the song, dude. They tried doing it for the not Latin American Exchange. That's a TNA group. They do Latino World Order, but bro, the reason everybody pops for that song is because it's a clip from Eddie's song. Like when I first heard it play, I'm not going to lie. When I heard Rey Mysterio come out to the walkout to the part of the intro, because of course Snoop Dogg came out on the low rider with him, bro, I tried so hard not to cry. I tried so hard not to cry because I saw the build up of him getting into the low rider, but I didn't expect. They're in California, right? They have low riders there. It's a culture. When they played Eddie Guerrero's song, and I found it very difficult to not get emotional because he's one of the childhood goats, dude. Like when you're a kid, you're even more invested in these people, right? Because you think they're awesome and cool, and you always root for them. And I was in shock, dude. Like it was a little overwhelming, to be honest. But yeah, there's only one Eddie, dude. There'll always be only one Eddie. So what's going on between Jericho and AEW? Not seen him long time. He's basically running down his contract, Aditya. If rumors are real, come to the channel. Yeah, Nathan is like they'll. Okay. बजा आ रहा है. Thank you. You also watch W. Just went through the comments. Found it out only WWE, AEW also. So ball to all, I don't watch AEW live, but we actually did a. Ball to all is a channel as well, guys. Do subscribe. You will actually see I did Crown Jewel. Actually, we did Crown Jewel the other day. Yeah, we do the big ones. If the card is good, we do it for sure. The timing also matters, dude. A lot of people can't get up at 5:30 to watch. People have work, college, and stuff. But obviously, the Perth Crown Jewel was great timing for us, so it worked out for us. We did WrestleMania. I think we did Royal Rumble. We did Royal Rumble. We like do the big. We do Royal Rumble and WrestleMania at least for sure normally. But yes, for every rage bait and Nathan exists to the internet a bit. But listen, man, I enjoy doing a little rage bait too. But the only difference is I do it while we are on stream and like while the person's there. I might not do it on the internet, but I have a little fun every now and then. Yeah, everybody's got has a little fun, man. That's all good. But yes. Actually, a fun fact: Ronaldo scored more goals from dribbling through behind the half lines to the goals than Leivas. Oh God, yappers! Now don't get these obscure stats, dude. You'll trigger people. Ethan, thoughts on Braun Breaker turning on Rollins? Johnny, you know what? I thought he was doing a gimmick. Funny enough, like for the last couple of weeks, I've noticed like he's looking down when Seth Rollins talks, and whenever Seth Rollins I noticed something at least last week. I don't know if he did it on Monday, but it's because of me we are here. And then I'm looking at Braun Breaker, look at him, and I'm like, I don't know if that is acknowledgement or he wants to hit him in the face. and then go to see he gets a spear. And I'm like, whoa, whoa, well, definitely didn't see that in January. And the funny thing is, I had Ilya Dragunov and Braun Breaker as the breakout stars this year. Fortunately, Dragunov is injured. He's a very throwback guy, man. I like Dragunov a lot. He reminds me of like a much more mobile William Regal. Maybe you could even say a little Daniel Bryan-esque with his technical ability, but his very physical nature of wrestling. Hard hitting moves. Uh, I mean, he wears red tights too, to be fair. So you could see that a little bit. But he reminds me more of William Regal with a joint manipulation style, European style of wrestling. Uh, as I've said, people who have not seen, because Ball to All talked about AEW. I don't know where you can watch New Japan Pro Wrestling from, but every time I get to see every time I get to see Zack Sabre Jr. Wrestle is a treat, man. It's a real treat. It's an absolute European style wrestling at its best. Pete Dunne also does joint manipulation. Unfortunately, it's not worked out for him. NXT UK was doing really well, but they have not changed to, for whatever reason, NXT Europe's not happening, I guess, anymore. So that is unfortunately sad because I think the NXT UK people were great. Gunther, Tyler, what's his name? The first, I forgot his name. Mustache Mountain guy, Tyler something, Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne, Rhea Ripley, Dakota Kai. They all went to NXT UK first. So it's tough, man. It's tough. It's tough running so many entities, I guess. Are you scared or confident for the game? I'm not scared, bro. I'm not scared. See, when you finish 15th, defective, you finish 15th in the league, your fears aren't real anymore, to be honest. Because anything bad that could happen has already happened last season. I don't know why I was wearing that the whole time, but yeah, anything that is anything that is bad that has happened has already happened last season. We don't predict we'll finish lower than 15. So no, I'm not scared. It would be nice for the purpose of momentum to do well though, in my opinion. How is that when United plays? I want international break to come soon, but as soon as the break comes, I want United to play football. The cycle is the habit of watching us play football, dude. Once you get used to it, no, you don't like international football. Quite honestly, there was a time when I enjoyed watching England play because it looked like they were actually going to do something. But then Southgate ruined it for me, and he's officially my second most hated person in football. After, I mean, I'm sure people already in the chat will know this, but Diego Simeone, I can't really stand him at all, like at all. I hope Arsenal beat Atletico Madrid. I can't deal with him at all, man. There's something about him that really annoys me. But yeah. So for me, I just took the break. I was on Ash's channel on Monday. I was on Yudi's channel today, and that's why I was about 15 minutes late. Maybe we'll do the chill streams a little earlier next time. But I didn't know we were gonna go that long. So we got the chill stream got a little delayed. By the way, guys, Friday. Not giving you any spoilers. Friday, you're going to want to join in. That's all I'm going to say. I think after the Brentford game, there was some pressure generating, so he tweaked some things, basically going back to basics. Yeah, but he's got to be consistent with that even Secret Gamers. If he's doing it out of desperation and he goes back to the same thing again, then he's not learned, unfortunately. Tallow Cook Trent last time at Anfield. He performs on big occasions, big game player. Oh God, Sumit, you're going to get abused for that. I didn't say it. Sumit said it. Don't get angry at me, people. I didn't say it. I'm letting you know now only. Do not blame me. Red Devil 21. Thank you so much, Red Devil 21. I believe you were on Ash's channel on Monday. I did see you there. Jayesh Chama. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. I told you he's boring as balls, Jayesh. I told you. Edge has gone for a movie break, but a lot of fans are taking it as he might return to WWE for Cena farewell. You know what? Chris Van Vliet said that on his podcast recently, Ball to All. So you know what? I mean, listen, man. Triple H said he had nothing for Edge, and that's why Edge left. Edge seems to be loving AEW. Maybe Tony Khan can do something. I don't know. Maybe the hints in doing each other's moves in the pay-per-views was a hint. I don't know. If they do that, though, I mean, it just shows you how special John Cena is, dude. If everyone's willing to change their philosophy even for one night, it just goes to show you that, and In fairness, WWE has done this. They did it for the Great Muta, obviously. Um, Shinsuke has gone and was part of the couple of retirement matches. That's part of the reason you didn't see Shinsuke Nakamura. I think he also wants to stay in Japan a little bit more sometimes. I feel as one of the three musketeers, Tanahashi is going to retire in January because he's going to become the new president of New Japan Pro Wrestling. I think because he and Shibata were part of the three musketeers with Tanahashi, I have a feeling, cannot confirm it, because Great Muta did not retire in New Japan, he retired in another promotion. So I cannot confirm it, but I have a feeling that Shinsuke is going to go to Japan for that as well. So we do it abroad. We have sent a lot of NXT talent to All Japan Pro. We have that Inamura in NXT who's come from. Is it All Japan Pro or he's come from somewhere? I can't remember the name, but he has come from Japan. So we sent William Regal's son Charlie Dempsey and that Tavion Heights recently to Japan as well. So it's not like we don't do it, but this is going to be very different for sure, for sure. We do have a lot of talent. Actually, the Nigerians come to India for practicing and playing with us in their compliment India for the skills. Those who don't know, Nigeria is a giant. Bro, the Nigerians used to come here and play in the I League a lot. We had very famous Nigerians in the I League. If you don't know, Ranty Martins and Yakubu and yeah, there's a lot of people there. Some of them played for Dempo even. Yeah, the Nigerians have come here to play football, but like I said again, Yappers, it's a infrastructure thing. It's not that like someone said, Rando, I believe said earlier. It's not a talent thing. It's an infrastructure thing to get more people, to get more talent, to get maximization, efficiency, and excellence in the sport of football. We got to start much lower. That is important. As United People TV said, who gives a crap about some average Asian things? That's with regards to Sesko being the worst transfer, right? Yeah, I mean. So the ODI starts at 9 a.m. and the T20 starts at 1:30. Oh man, you know what? But the T20s, unfortunately, Aditya, everyone will be in school or at work. Those T20s sound like a good deal though, man. 1:30 in the afternoon, some cricket. Let me see the schedule. Let me see what's happening on the days. We might do a couple. Why not? I'm in to beat Australia, dude. I'm always in for that. People telling Onana's cooking after leaving, but they can't see which league he's in and getting more time for the ball. Yeah. Context is important. I love Kalisto and Sin Cara as a luchador, of course, after the legendary, of course. Kalisto unfortunately didn't work out. He did that mad move where he won a slammy right on the table, on the ladders. But unfortunately, it's not worked out for him. Lucha Party, Lucha Underground. No, Lucha Party. Yeah. The pundits have to get the clicks for the panel they work for, and they tend to do it by giving obvious, foolish opinions. Yeah, I mean, listen, man, if they don't do well, someone will replace them next season. That's just how it is. Finally, PL is back, and unfortunately, we have a early kickoff. Yeah, but it's against Forest and Ange. You're gonna walk through them, dude. Have you seen how they've been playing with Ange? That Marinakis guy must be crying in his souvlaki, dude, for sacking Nuno. Seriously, so sweet, man. I kind of feel the same. The calm voice. Thank you. GGMU. Hello, Baba, who was at Goal Away, by the way. So he knows that we were there for 2 hours. So even Sashi, yes, made wicked managers, the WWE fan. Let's connect for a chill wrestling season. I just saw your channel, good stuff, bro. I was actually talking to Shashi and Judy at Goloi. That was the collab I just did. That's why I was a little late here. But sure, let's do it sometime. Ball to all for sure. Many new people are coming to the stream today. So happy for you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You can also comment with United Road Anshuman. It would be pretty good to see both of you same time. To be honest, bro, it's a collab so long in the making. But I have to put my hands up here and say it's partly my fault because he said let's do something and I have not kept in touch. I am sure you have heard it for the above mentioned reason. I feel a little uncomfortable to ask people if they're free. That is my problem. No one has said no to me. In fact, I have been very lucky that pretty much everyone I have asked has said yes. So I feel very, very happy and very blessed about that. On Friday, you will see someone else new to the channel. No spoilers. But yes, that is something we definitely will do soon. Most likely, because I know how their schedule is very busy. Most likely next international break when we have a little leeway. But yes, bro, for sure. Try to come live more often like Lala does. It gives you that little boost, It does give you the little boost, yeah, Yappers, I agree. But the thing is, right, that it's not very good for my channel, but I'm a little I feel like when I come live, I want to give people my time because they give me time, but I don't want to just come live just to come live, because I also don't want to waste people's time. Waste in the sense of, like, if I have nothing to say or if there's nothing to talk about, I don't want to come live. That's why I do the check-in show and the preview, because I know at least 2 days a week I'll hang out with you guys. We have a good reason. We can sit there and chill for 1.5 hours. Now that the Champions League games will come on, obviously midweek I'll also be live, but it will be at a different time. Some people aren't awake because people have work and school, but at least I'll be alive for the algorithm. But yes, for the algorithm it does give you a boost, but I don't want to like take people's time away all the time. And the other thing is also other people are streaming at similar times, Yapo, so it's very difficult to figure out what's the right time to stream. Otherwise a lot of our fan bases overlap, and a lot of people, they have to bounce between channels. So I also try to be a little more flexible for me. But yes, I was a fax machine away from being a Madrid fan. If you know, you know. Ah, I love that, man. That's all I'll say. Every other, I mean, no homo. Well, who cares, actually? You know what? Who cares? If people say I'm in love with David De Gea, I'll take it. I'll take it. How about that? I love that, man. Every other channel and content creators churning your content really fast, which is intimidating sometimes, but you're like a calm bonfire under which I can sit once in a while and calm down. Yeah, I also think it's important for not to overwhelm the people who watch my stuff, dude. Just because I don't know, I feel like when we come live, it should be a good hang, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but yeah, yeah. My father's a parent for just 363 days, as he's a City fan and I'm United. Oh God. I had to think about that one before, I had to make sure I read it right the first time, but yeah. City fan. Oh God, my dad's an Arsenal fan, dude. Oh boy. Rough. It's rough. But what do you think about the Liverpool match? I think if we do what we did last season, we will have a chance defensively compact and attack with quick passing, good press. Chiranjeev, I'm still saying I'm looking at a draw. I feel we have it within ourselves to get a draw. I am not confident enough to say we are going to win. I can't find enough evidence to be that confident, if that makes sense. I would love to say we can beat them, but I can't find any evidence to say that, unfortunately, at the moment. Tallow was the reason Ten Hag got sacked because he missed an open goal against West Ham. Yeah, but I mean, should he have even got sacked in November after you gave him 150 million secret gamers? You gave him 150 million to buy what? Xerxes and whoever, and then you sack him. It's like, you know, it's not the best. I watched Royal Rumble until Jay Eater won it. Jay Eater. Oh, I'm from Goa, Chiranjeev. Goa. Dragunov return will be brilliant. He is fit, bro. But where are they going to time it? They'll probably time it Royal Rumble only, no? If they don't get any new signings by January, he'll probably show up in Royal Rumble only, which I think is a little bit of a waste of time unless you're going to give him a push. Let him come to build something if you're going to give him a good return. Otherwise, as soon as he's fit, just get him in, because what is the point of waiting till the Royal Rumble to give him his good entry and then put him in, bury him in the mid card? Makes no sense. Which is something that is very WWE. Like, they would probably do that, unfortunately. That sounds very much like actually what WWE would do. The question now is that who will lead Breaker and Bronson? Rumors are saying Lesnar, but I don't think so. Also, the War Games becomes interesting now. Now as all of it is predicted Vision versus others. I think, you know what? I think I don't know, man. Brock Lesnar doesn't talk either. They need a talker. Gunther maybe. Gunther's been hiding out somewhere in a corner, although his promos are just as bad, to be fair. They need someone who can cut a promo, bro. Braun Breaker cannot. I mean, Bronson Reed, they don't even let him talk. So, um, I mean, Gunther's bad, but at least he's used to cutting promos now. I just miss my guy Ilya Dragunov in WWE, man. I used to watch from NXT UK. His matches, Walter. Rando, that's what I tell everybody. Aditya here is he's a criminal non NXT watcher. And I've been telling him just watch the two matches they had at NXT UK, bro. If you don't like Dragunov, then I don't know what to tell you. The COVID one made the match better, bro. They busted his chest open. He started bleeding from his chest. It was mad, dude. They looked absolutely exhausted. What a match. My brother watched AEW, NJPW, ROH, everything. I only watch WWE and follow AEW with a bit of But where does he watch NJPW? He gets the subscription or whatever. Tyler Bate, yes, that's right. Shinsuke Nakamura is back as old entrance, yes. Thank God. That there's nothing wrong with that one which with the shamisen, but the old one hits, dude. And I've always told people this. Notice how the the fans enjoy an interactive song, and those are the wrestlers that almost certainly get pushed. Has anyone noticed that if you have a catchy song which can be made interactive, you automatically get that nudge, that push? Like, the best example is Jey Uso, because you can interact with it. No, it becomes something more than a ring entrance. Even when John Cena does that, when he does the whole thing, and then in the middle of the ring, it's all time to create. It's all time to create a certain interactivity. And I think those are the guys that get pushed eventually over time when they see the crowd reacting with them in real time. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like a lot of those catchy tunes and interactive songs, those are always given to the guys that are super, super pushed eventually. Tyler Bate and Trent Seven, Mustache Mountain. Thank you. That's right, Trent Seven. Vibe roster full of Vikings. Yeah, I mean, it was really European, man. You got to give it to them. They actually tried pushing it that way. Really excited for the Takashita and Okada rivalry. Had a very high hope. So they also Takashita's fire. He'll definitely be PWI top five. Bro, Takashita was been pushed by Tony Khan when he was for DDT, I think. And now, is it, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't he challenging for the NGPW? Didn't he win the what is that thing called? Yeah, what is that tournament called where you end up getting a chance for against the world champion? What is it called? It's not best of the Super Juniors. What is it called? Yeah. Damn, I'm laying an egg now. Someone's going to remind me that. But I believe he won that, right? He's going to get a New Japan title match, right? If I remember correctly. Mustafa Ali's back. He got no pop. Something's never changed. Bro, I'll tell you what though. I love what they did because they played the first hook, the first couple of lines of the opening song. That actually got a pop because they thought he was going to come out to the original song, and then they switched up, and then I think people died down. I thought people were going to get really excited because actually it was smart in terms of how he did it, but I feel like if he came out to his old song, he'd get a really big pop because, as you saw, the inspiration, forgot what they were called in WWE for whatever, but Peyton Royce and Billy Kay, they actually came out to their old music because they are from WWE originally. And you heard the pop they got. So, I mean, it was hit or miss, but the idea was great. And they started out like that. Yes, as England supporting is the only thing I don't like about your England. Bro, listen, I don't have a choice. I supported United as a kid. All the half of the team played for England. I can't support anybody else. Like, that's when I grew up. Like, half of the team was English players from United. Like, what can I do? And then they played for England. It is what it is. I can't do anything about that. Dude, I was rooting for Pota. No, I was telling you about Ankalaev being boring as balls. Dude, that was Alex Pereira's fastest fight ever. Imagine if I told you that. That was his fastest fight ever. And people said he was lying when he was injured. Guess he wasn't lying, dude. He absolutely nuked Ankalaev. He was talking like he's bringing Mahmia Wakir. Never mind. Concentrate, Nathan. Nukkad Nirvana's here. Bro, what do you do for a living? I have a couple of small businesses with my family. Nukkad, thank you for asking. Where are you watching from? Welcome to the channel. Did you watch any Ashes series? What fights did you see? I didn't watch. Bro, Aditya is setting me up because he knows I don't watch test matches. No, I did not. I'm sure there were fights. I'm sure I saw some highlights somewhere, but I don't remember any. Rhythms here. My favorite person in the world, my biggest supporter. He's your, um, by the way, also the person who's in charge of making my lovely thumbnail, which you can see there, and many other thumbnails. I check in thumbnail, a lot of thumbnails actually, but the current one you're watching was also made by him. But yes, rhythms here. Hopefully, everyone's having a good festival season. Diwali is coming up soon. Don't do any madness. Enjoy it with your family. Stay out of trouble. You have a problem. Bruno's getting sidelined because of rotation of Mount Cunha and mbeumo rotation. Bro, I don't know how that works. No, Kurt. I don't know. The Bruno thing is the biggest head scratcher, man. I don't know. Either bench Mount and Cunha, play him up front, play main. I don't know what he's trying to do, dude. But it's not working, unfortunately. John Cena is just amazing, man. I haven't seen anyone say something bad about him. Proper class in and outside the ring. I don't think AEW will have any problem doing it as a sign of respect. Exactly. And you know what? You can say whatever you want about Tony Khan, Sumit, but Tony Khan is an actual wrestling fan. Like I remember watching some of the post pay per view press conferences, and him talking about like making his dad take him to the old ECW arena, which by the way they wrestled in recently. It's fully refurbished now, but that is where the ECW was. TNA, sorry, AEW also went there. I think a few months ago, and had a few. I think maybe 2 weeks of tapings there. It's the old ECW arena. I forgot what it's called now, but I remember him saying he made his dad take him there back in the 90s. Like he is, whatever you say about him, he's living an interesting life because he has money, because he's getting to experience his fandom as now part of the business, which is crazy. But yeah, pro wrestling Noah and Marigold women's. By the way, Japanese women are a whole different breed of wrestlers. Right now, Yosuka is my favorite wrestler, but a time Lucha Underground in Japan was mad. Rando, this is something so interesting you have said. Ric Flair said it on the Joe Rogan podcast. And you know what? Watching AEW, watching the Japanese wrestlers right now in general, uh, I, he- I mean, I obviously couldn't see it because of Vince. Vince would get all the funny Japanese wrestlers to come here and fool around, like Funaki and all, who are legends, but not like prime time legit wrestlers. Like I would say, Shinsuke Nakamura was the first. Oh my god, he's got a legit superstar Japanese wrestler, not Yoshitatsu and whoever else. To be fair, Taka Michinoku obviously later on would whose move would be used by lots of people after in the next 20 years, the Michinoku driver. Taka Michinoku is the last person I can remember that was legit WWE, that was like very well revered. Now obviously he's in Japan somewhere. I think he's running a wrestling promotion. And obviously the great Muta was part of NWO, but that was part of that whole we go back and forth thing when it was still allowed, because obviously Vince wasn't running WCW. But I think Nakamura is the next legit. Obviously, that Japanese NXT UK wrestler who retired, I believe now. I believe she's retired. She was also another legit wrestler. And now, obviously, you've got Asuka, Kairi Sane, and all. I mean, the Japanese wrestlers are legit, legit, no doubt. Shout out to Ric Flair. He used to say that all the time. He said that in the speech for Great Muta, even if I remember that correctly, in the Hall of Fame speech. So yeah, I mean, he said he's doubled down on that. He said I think he shouted out Io Sky as well. I think at some point of time in that Hall of Fame speech, I think, or in the back he mentioned Io Sky as well, saying she's phenomenal. But yeah, Stone Cold also said she was phenomenal in WrestleMania recently. But yeah, I hope you someday do an interview with Onana. Yeah, dude. I don't think that's the last time you'll see me on any kind of media. I think, dude. After that. Fun fact: Freedom Fighter was the man who established 007 as just 30 minutes under Emery. He's a baller, dude. Don't insult him. He's a baller. Wow, there's so many. Oh my god, I got a lot of catching up to do. Apologies, guys. I'll move a little faster. Thank you. Civil beings. Ek seedha sawal. Are you happy with with the life? You mean with my life? Things can always be better, civil beings, but things can always be worse. So with whatever knowledge I have right now, I am happy at the moment. And by the way, civil beings, I didn't know you work at Baba Atomic Research Center, dude. I didn't know you lived in Bombay. I didn't know you lived in Bombay, dude. When you read, I saw you say you work at Bark. Shout out to anyone who knows where Bark is. I know where Bark is because I mean I used to live there in the area. But some days are tough, some days are easy, civil beings. But as long as you have your health, it can always get better. That's what I'll say. EO Sky is brilliant, and this version of Asuka can be generational again. I don't really enjoy the screaming a lot, but I hear you. I hear you. Mr. Kennedy disagrees. You're living in a delusional land if you think Cena is perfect and the best human. Just watch Cena's real personality in Total Divas. He's too arrogant. I think you know what? I think that first marriage affected him a lot, Johnny Walker. And I think that is when Mr. Kennedy was still in WWE. I think that something happened in that first marriage, and I think that changed him a bit. But I think after, what is that now, 10, 15 years, I think he's changed. That doesn't mean he's perfect, but for sure. But Bruno can't play if there's Mount Cunha and mbeumo rotation as 10. I mean, listen, man. If Amarim wants to play Mainu, he has to take a chance. He has to take a chance and see who if Bruno can play in the 10. Give him a chance to see if he can do better. And play Mainu as well. Like, Mount's going to be injured. Cunha's not really hit the ground running. What is the harm in giving him a try? Even when Cunha and Mount were both injured, we didn't play him at 10. So, like Nukat Nirvana, there is a chance where he could have played Bruno in 10 and played Menu in the pivot, and he still didn't. So it doesn't really matter if there's rotation or not. He had a clear opportunity, he still didn't do it. He's big, he's brave, he's Spanish Dave, he makes great saves, he never shaves. He's flying through the air, come and have a shot if you dare. Guess who this chant is for? God, when he retires, I'm going to be sad. That's all I can say. I recommend you doing these chill streams and wrestling discussion streams where we can discuss about that week's Raw, SmackDown. Or any paper will help the channel new people join. So Raw and SmackDown is Saturday is SmackDown, and Saturday is the games. So I don't know how we can make that work, but it's a good idea, so well. We're literally sacrificing our best player for no reason. Yeah, I mean, only one person seems to think there is a good reason. Everybody does not. Everyone else does not. Lavanya is saying, man, I went to my friend's party and Nathan, I don't know why everyone is calling me depressed nerd and shit. I mean, yeah, I got cooked, but man, these because what? Because you're a United fan? I don't pay attention, dude. These are the same people that will go hiding when we do well, so it's okay. I love Bruno bhai, but कल क्या घटिया खेल रहा था वो dude. If I remember, he hit the post. He didn't hit the post actually. Goalkeeper saved it and went onto the post. And also he put this cross in and Neto completely flied it off. But see, this is the thing, no rhythm. Like we're talking about a possible goal and assist there without some crazy defending, like goalkeeping, I should say. And Neto, sorting his feet out because it was right near the box. It's hit. I don't know, man. It's hit or miss. It's hit or miss, honestly. After the international break, well, will United go end of the season winter transfer? What do you think United go for? Honestly, Akash, I think because we went for Dogu, there is an outside chance. If we didn't go for Dogu last season, I would tell you right now, there's no chance we're buying a player. But because we did spend 30 million on Dogu, which might not sound like a lot, but it is a lot to me in January at least. I think there is a chance. We got to stay between the 8th and 10th, dude. We got to stay between 8th and 10th come international break again. We have to. We have to. Otherwise, it's going to get really bad for us. Just ignoring the United vs Liverpool game like it doesn't exist. That's the reason I'm talking about others. Fair enough. Stop watching WWE after 2020. Can you tell me anything how Orton happens in storyline of Orton? Orton actually had a really bad injury, dude, and he took I think 16 to 18 months. He's looking in fantastic shape. He's more on a part-time schedule, Lavanya, I would say. But he's looking in great shape. He's looking in great shape. He's taking care of his neck. He's not bloating out like you see most of these guys do after a certain age. He's taken a very scientific approach. I remember seeing a video 3-4 years ago. He's taken a very scientific approach to how he trains his body now after he passed 40. So he's doing well. He's doing well. He did fight for a title recently against was it John Cena? I don't even know. Well, it was John Cena. No, it was uh, Cody. He's not in the mix, dude. He's not really in the mix because he's not really full time. I don't know if that is on purpose at the moment or that is because he's taking care of himself. But he's still there. He's still in great shape, and he still has the same levels of charisma, dude. He's doing great. He's doing the thing where he takes 3 business days to catch up with the chat. No, dude, there's just a lot of people in the chat. 3 business days. You think there will be competition between Vitek and Lamans? Based from what I have been told, Secrets Gamers and whatever's being discussed on Twitter, apparently we're just going to sell Vitek. He is cooking the championship. That for a team that shouldn't be doing well, but I don't think anybody cares anymore. Sadly, it'll be more like Carreras. He'll go somewhere else, do well, and then we'll cry about it. Gunther pros like Hoggers at wrestling. Uh, Maybe CM Punk could be the leader of the Vision. Good at Mike. That would be a good call, but he'll. Oh, you know what? If Rollins drops the belt at Saturday night's main event because of interference in the Punk match, that would be crazy. Jay Uso, have you been anywhere abroad for it? I have not been, several beings, but I am looking forward to it. We probably do something. Maybe something media related when I start traveling. Who knows? A dream scenario would be Punk or Cody turning heel and aligning with Heyman and company. It would. It would be at least fun for sure. Shivansh is asking, how are you coping up without watching football? Well, Shivansh, I do this thing where I watch other sports as well, and that helps. Next, OG Adam Cole. NXT OG Adam. Yeah, I mean, another one of Vince's non favorites. What's your thought on the Portugal match? Just say if this is performance, then out of the World Cup. But bro, you know what? I People say Portugal are one of the favorites, man. I don't trust Martinez to get his self in order, bro. Like I don't know why they just didn't keep Fernando Santos. Honestly, Nakamura's team is so interactive. That's true. This gimmick comes to an end. He'll just bring it back when he turns back, dude. It's not really going to end, is it? Playing Ghost of Yuta case is better than Ghost of Tsushima. It looks better for sure. Brian White. Yeah, that's true. An interactive song, and yes. Stop watching WWE. I read that. G1 Climax. Thank you. The G1. That's right. So already won the IGP again. Did he already win it? When? See, this is I can't. It's tough, man, to keep track of everything. But Zack Sabre Jr. is. Yep. He did Lil Champs. देखने वाला गलत जगह फंस गया है. Okay. Nothing major. Feuding with wrestlers here and they were injured for 1.5 years exactly. Hello, Kuldeep Singh. By the way, Australian crowd were behind CM Punk, especially that girl who was in tears. Yeah, I mean, listen, man, he's still getting the rub, which is great. Definitely great. I'm in Canada, so no firecrackers. But does weed count as having fun, partying? Sure, as long as you don't overdo it, I guess. Thoughts on current MJF booking? They just wrote him off after having that crazy match with Briscoe, bro. That match with Briscoe was it was a little crazy, dude. It was a little crazy. I think he does this thing where he promos and lives the life so hard that he needs a couple of months off after that Angry Roy Keane. I believe he's one of those Undertaker guys. He stays in kayfabe whenever there's a camera. So I think he needs a full blown out break when he's done a string of good matches. I think it keeps it fresh even in a way. How Shazio? Did he really dream about? Oh wait, what's this? I read Mami and I have to stop now. Did he dream about Mami and Bakaya on his podcast? No, shameless. I don't know what you're talking about, but I do watch highlights, Nathan. You'll never understand being an NXT fan during the reality shows. He's of NXT, the OGs. That was a tough watch, dude. It's a lot better since then. Bruno suffering due to the burden of performing for United and doing carrying job year after year. He is, for sure. Even Kyle Fletcher is the main eventer now. Basically, Don Callis family is again running the show. They have Okada, Takeshita, and Kyle Fletcher. Yeah. They got Andrade apparently now. I mean, sorry, what is he called? Oh yeah, he's called Andrade only. 09 Bald Orton, man, that was one of the best characters. Oof. With a super tan even. The tan was crazy, dude, back then. Back in the day, Mr. Fuji was the hottest prospect WWE had launched. How far back are we going, dude? How far back are we going? Hello, Ritan. Thanks for coming to Goloi. It's been amazing hosting on Goloi. Thank you for having me, Ritan. I'm seeing you on a bunch of channels. Um I don't want to say the wrong names, but I've definitely seen you in and around a lot of channels. So thank you for joining in. Now I shifted to Nagpur. By the way, been in Mumbai for 2 years. So I know I'm original. So my family is originally from Bombay Civil Beings. That is how I know what bark is. When did you shift from Nagpur? Because I remember you saying you were struggling working in Bombay. So have you done that recently? When I saw BARC, I didn't think anyone in the chat knew what BARC is, but I knew what it was because you said nuclear engineer. I was like, bro, BARC sounds familiar. And then I had to like think. And then I was like, yeah, Baba Atomic Research Center in Navi Mumbai. But yeah. Things to annoy Nathan. Onana, Simeone, Southgate playing the ball from the back post-match press conference. Just say EW is nowhere near WWE. I'd call Bombay. No, actually, the Bombay Mumbai thing I don't mind. You should call it whatever you feel. I'm just gonna call it Bombay. The Bombay Mumbai thing, I just don't understand why people get mad about it. That's it, really. You can call it what you want. Actually, no, you can maybe do that WWE discussion stream around Wednesday. We can talk about Raw that just happened the previous day and last week's SmackDown, as weekends are about football. God, I'm gonna need another thumbnail for that then if I'm gonna have a dedicated show. Let's see. Let's see what we can do. What is CR7 Ibra fight? Who will win? Ibrahimovic. He actually has a martial arts background, funny enough. I don't know if you guys know that, but yes. Extensive martial arts background actually. Before he took football permanently. The reason is Randy is still with less injuries at the age because he has stopped riding dirt bikes. Shout out to CM. There are rumors there's going to be Braun Breaker versus Brock Lesnar. Yeah, that's going to be a terrible match. Braun Breaker cannot carry Brock Lesnar if it's a slow pace match. He cannot. Bro, Roberto Martinez now sings Portugal national. Yeah, I saw that, dude. I saw that, and it was. I don't know how to. I don't understand what that's about. Maybe I'm missing something there, but yes. Beaches, what's up? Docs here. What do you think about the contract extension rumor of Maguire and Casemiro? I think it means we have no money, Aniket, and I think people are going to crash out come summer. If we are honestly doing that, it means we have no intention of buying new players. And then people again will say we should have sold Bruno, which has no relevance, but people will say it. Briscoe and MJF in that match, around 85,000 tax, bro. The hardcore match, they don't shy from the hardcore matches, bro. That's for sure. Ooh, I've caught up with the chat. I don't know, but I think we cook for the first 15 to 20 minutes. Yeah, but we always cook for the first 15 to 20 minutes secret gamers. That's the problem. Bruno's finito. Bring me Palmer Musiala. Bruno, but is Bruno finished, Siddhant? Or is Bruno finished? Bro, I'll tell you right now. If you put Palmer and Musiala where he's playing Bruno, they aren't going to do any better, dude. Especially Palmer. Palmer, believe me, his defensive work rate's not going to even be better than Bruno's. No offense. I believe that. I could be wrong, but I believe that. Bro, these players cannot play where Bruno's playing. Believe me, they'll be worse. They have to get a holding midfielder, man. They have to. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but they have to. Stephanie Wakia is my new favorite female superstar. Men of culture, I welcome you. Men of culture. What's going on with Chido Obi? Under 18s, under 21s. He's not going to get a sniff, basically. As if Xerxes can't even get on the pitch, what is Chido Obi going to get? Nothing. A handshake and a hello, dude. That's all he's going to get. Imagine if Becky leaves, Seth joins the New Vision. That would be hilarious. Imagine her calling herself the man every time. Ooh, that would trigger people outside of the wrestling business, dude. Forget inside it. Be quite hilarious if that happened. Yeah, man. I mean, it's been a good 10 days. Yeah, we got some good wrestling events. We got some good international matches if you like that. Charles Oliveira finally won his match again. I thought he was going to lose two in a row. I was nervous. He ended up winning in Brazil, which is brilliant. Been a good 10 days for me at least. Don't have to talk about United a lot. You should have sold Bruno. I'm the biggest Bruno fan, but you need to take these decisions for the rebuild. That's just my opinion. So Siddhant, oh God, I'm gonna get trolled in the chat. But this is what real women's wrestling were under Vince. Dark days with. I'm not answering that. I'm not reading that out. But you know what the thing is, Siddhant? I always like saying the word chronology, and people are going to laugh at me in the chat. But I always look at the decision making policies in a timely manner. If you the first decision we made this transfer window, as far as I can remember at least, was we decided to keep Bruno. Amarim said, I want him to stay. He stayed. Right? People said, money is not an issue. Money is not an issue. He stayed. He said it in the interview later. He said, I stayed. Because I'll tell you one thing, dude. If people want you to go, if people don't fight for you, then go. I remember, this is irrelevant right now, Siddhant. Maybe you remember it, maybe you don't. But I remember one time when Federico Chiesa was the hottest prospect. And I remember the Juventus president going, don't even bother bidding for him. Don't even bother. From where to where he's reached in 4 years. But my point, why I'm saying that is that if the owners don't want you, the coach doesn't want you, then why not leave? But if the owners do want you and they say money is not an issue and the coach does want you and he says, I need you in the team, then maybe don't get two number 10s and actually get 110 and a midfielder. Because a lot of people said Xerxes is going to be 10 now. We have Chido Obi Martin as the backup. Chido Obi Martin's not even been on the bench. Xerxes does not even get game time, and we only use one striker. And when that striker is not playing, we use Mateus Cunha. So why did we get two tens? The thing, and also the problem with the rebuild factor, Siddhant, is rebuild. You need to sell your senior players to rebuild is only if your senior players aren't doing well. For example, if we sold Shaw and Casemiro, I'd get it. But selling Bruno makes no sense because he is a contributing factor to even finishing 15th last season. He was either first or second in GA last season. Now people will say, what difference does it make we finish 15th? Yeah, imagine where we would finish without him, dude. Him and Garnacho were 1 and 2 in GA for us last season. Garnacho is not here, and we would have sold Bruno. So my thing is, for the rebuild, we have to sell players, and this is all alleged, obviously, Siddhant. I don't know, you don't know, we will never know. But as far as I believe Bruno Fernandes, because I don't think he lies to us. Now, maybe I'm biased, maybe I'm wrong, but if I remember correctly, in an interview, he said that money was not a factor and they told me to stay. So if money is not a factor and he was told to stay, they should have rebuilt other parts of the pitch, right, Siddhant? Like, that's what I'm trying to say. And that is why buying the two tens make no sense for me. He wanted Bruno. They said money is not a factor. Buy 110 and buy a 6-8, whatever you want to call it. Buy a midfielder. If you don't want to buy a midfielder, buy a right wing back. Buy someone else, We bought two tens. And now what's really triggering is I don't know if this is true or not. Someone can clarify it, but Rasmus Højlund has already matched his last year's tally. Bro, we just hit October. We are not even middle of October. Or we just middle of October, I guess, just now. And he's already matched his tally. Bro, he didn't even start the season in Italy. He joined later. He's already matched his tally of goals this season. Like, I mean, why am I talking about Hoyland? I'm just making a point. It's like there are so many bad decisions we have made, and I know people will say we should have sold Hoyland. He wasn't good enough. But I feel, you know what, Siddhant? I feel when we bought Rasmus Højlund, and I don't know if you watched it or not. Maybe it's just me, but I saw when we bought Rasmus Højlund, and I watched, unfortunately, watched some people talking about his style of play, because I didn't watch Atlanta and I didn't watch Denmark. So so they said he makes really smart runs in behind the back and he likes to run in space, right? Last season we were going long and we were asking him to drop deep, but that is not the way he plays football. That is not his style. And people will say we had to sell him because he's not good enough. But he just already matched last year's tally in October. He has 7 months more to go score how many ever goals. And the thing is, even if we sold Hoyland is the good thing. Now we've got Sesko who actually drops back deep, actually uses his strength as a factor. So now it's working out. So people are saying we should have sold Hoyland. Look, Sesko's doing well. But Sesko's doing well because of how we are playing with Sesko, right? And this is my problem with how we are playing with Bruno. Now we are playing with Shashko, whose strength is to drop in deep, hold off the defense, lay the ball on through for mbeumo to run in behind him. This was not Rasmus Højlund's strength. And now people will say you could have trained him to do better, sure. But that is on the striking coach. That is on his personal attributes to get the most out of Rasmus Højlund. I remember clearly seeing highlights of him making very nice runs, dropping in deep. I mean, sorry, dropping past the offside line, ball at his feet, space ahead of him. And we were making him drop deep, wrestle. People were like, man, we've got the best wrestler in the league, Rasmus Højlund. People were making jokes. They were right because it looked like he was wrestling a lot because he was wrestling a lot. But that is not, and he wasn't very good at it because that is not his style. So automatically he is playing now. If you see some of the goals he scored in Napoli, Siddhant, he's getting space, he's making late runs, he's getting crosses, which anyway we don't do anyway now. So forget the crosses part. But he's being allowed to run into space and he's excelling, bro. If you told me Rasmus Højlund was going to equal his goal tally, last year's goal tally in October, I would laugh at you. Even I would laugh at you. I knew he would do better, but I didn't know he was going to do this good this quickly. If you can match your goal tally in less than 2 months of playing with a team, that's mad. That is mad. Like, you are really not playing to the strengths of the players you have. And this is why people are upset sorry about that, there's something on my camera. And this is why people are upset about playing Bruno in the midfield and saying we should sell Bruno, but actually we decided to keep Bruno and then buy 2 10s. We should have kept Bruno if you wanted to keep Bruno, buy 1 10 to keep him a partner up front, keep the rotation fresh, and buy a midfielder for 60 million. Even if we couldn't get Baliba, get someone for 60 million. No, we had 60 million. But I don't know, man. The decision making is really frustrating sometimes. It's really frustrating. And unfortunately, the players that have done well for us, we're starting to not like them. We're starting to want them to go, which is really sad. I don't know why some people are asking for more signings at number 10. We have 4 number 10s, 2 places. Our DMs, the slots are shit. Elliot seems like a steal deal. I looked at stats, bro's pulling Pedri-esque quality. Bro, Eddie Howe must be crying in a corner somewhere. That's all I'll say. He went for the fancy favela footballers and he had one from the youth academy. He's balling out now. It is what it is. And that too in a team that has Ange as their coach. And he at least is still doing well. Time in 2020 when Roman Reigns came back as tribal chief, we all speculated that he's a leader of Red. Yeah, that was interesting. What, dude? It was your time. You can hide your age, but that was your day. No, I was shaking my head because the quality of wrestling was terrible. That's why I was shaking my head. I don't know why, but sometimes when I watch flashy Seth Rollins and the man Becky Lynch, I remember Deepika Padukone and Ranveer Singh. That's because most people will have that idea in their head when they think about that, dude. At least Indian people. Yeah, I saw both games. Portugal play. Bruno is falling out now in the midfield. It is Vitinha, and I don't know if Bruno is still top 3 or 4 players for Portugal. See, dude, I cannot comment on international football. Sometimes you say people do well in international football. They tell you international football is different. So I don't know really how to answer that question, Aditya. The only thing I can tell you is if you play someone out of position, you can't expect him to get the maximum out of him. That's all I can say. I can't defend his performances in Portugal. I can't defend anything, but I can only defend if you play him out of position, it's going to be tough. That's it. The attire, yes, the attire of Rollins and Lynch. Sometimes I feel that Napoli is what Manchester United aspires to be, and it's sad. I'm getting a gut feeling we will sell Meno. I think Jim Thwaites is in almost every first team practice session, and soon he's having a good run. Amarim will integrate him, not Menu. So is that true? Is Jim Thwaites practicing with the first team? I didn't know that. Apparently, he has a very good free kick. That's what I've heard. Wasn't there someone else that was training with the first team and he was guaranteed to get some game time at some point in the season? It wasn't him. It was someone else. Was it Shea Lacey? Shea Lacey was it was somebody else. It wasn't Jim Thwaites. Somebody else. I remember them talking about. Apparently, at some point in the season, these people are going to get their chance. I'll see it. I'll believe it when I see it. Sorry, I missed your question. I'm currently at Nagpur DAE Center for training, and then I'll shift to Indore for work. I got transferred from Mumbai. Okay. Well, you were not enjoying Mumbai anyway, civil being. So hopefully Nagpur and then Indore. Indore is very clean, I've been told. So that's at least there. That's nice. Hopefully you'll find better luck at Indore, at least socially. Maybe soon we can solve. Soon we solve CDMs with attributes which Amarin demand. Bruno will shift at number 10, competing with Cunha and Mount. We can hope. Aniket, he only has one more season left anyway. But yes, we can hope. Monkey is saying, "Hello, Nathan's house life. Can't complain, dude. Chilling with you guys. Good time." Maybe oh, sorry, I read that. I get it, but come on, man, Nathan. Hoyland's runs were pathetic. He has no IQ, and don't get me started on his first touch and technical abilities. And expect Sancho, every player's done, except Sancho, every player's done good. Yeah, listen, man. Again, Hoyland's runs were pathetic, but I think it's kind of how he played Siddhant. Does that make sense? Because his runs seem to be he seems to be making good runs again in Napoli. I don't know why. I don't know why I feel it's because of how we used Hoyland. But listen, man, it's done. They're most likely going to make the Hoyland deal permanent, so there's no point talking about it. But I will say this, Siddhant. If he does really well at Napoli, then we cannot say it's a skill issue. We are going to have to say it is a management issue. So I guess in time we'll find out. But some of the goals he's scoring, it's because he makes late runs and the runs are good and the intent is there to feed him. Like the goal he scored on debut, Spinazzola picked it out from the left, like in a left corner pocket. He cuts right through the defense and Hoyland's there on the other end. The same game, I know he missed a tap in. I remember. Don't worry. I'm sure someone will remind me that. You don't need to. I know. But I'm just saying it, an example of that late run, good finish. I feel like his finishing is good. His touch, I agree. His touch is not great. The runs part, I feel we used to affect him because they wanted him to drop more deep and there was not enough people giving him passes. Which I'm sure Siddhant, you'll agree with me. There's many times we could have crossed the ball, many times we could pass to him and we did not. People will say that's because they didn't trust him or he was not good. But at the end of the day, if you give someone the pass and he blunders it, then it's his fault. But if you don't give him the pass at all, you can't really blame him for that. But yeah, I guess only time will tell regarding that, Siddhant. I don't know. I feel the way we were playing was not suited to Hoyland. Also, what's the funny thing about crosses? I mean, we have Sheshko and we are barely crossing. So, and we all seen that Air Sheshko celebration and the headers. I mean, if we're not going to cross to Sesko, then you have to look at the management, dude. You have to look at them and see what's happening. Honestly, you think by Goa has reached the tourism saturation? I see a decline in the visa. I guess the real Goa has vanished for what it was here. It's vanished because the Goans have left for work and the outsiders have come here and are staying permanently. Civil beings. See, civil beings. I'll tell you something, and this is going to sound very rude. But I'm going to just explain it to you as best as I can in the simplest words. The things that made Goa famous for was only cultivated because of the Goans that lived here and the understanding of how our life and our culture was since we have been independent in 61 and even quite frankly even before that. Even when we were under Portugal, there was a culture, there was a way we did things, even as Goans. And that has cultivated to what Goa became a hippie destination in the 70s and then a tourism hub in the early 2000s, like a big exploding tourism hub. The problem with that is we started going away from our roots. I'll give you an example. In my house, we were self sustainable. We had all the meat we wanted, all the rice we wanted, and all the vegetable we wanted because we had farm, field, and produce from our own, our personal own. And a lot of people that had land would do similar things. They'd have chicken, they'd have fields of rice. There was a lot of self sustainability. But as the culture changed and the mentality changed, more people went to school, less people tended farms. A lot of people were converting the farms into areas to build buildings, not houses, because you get more money, more flats, more money coming in. So, in time, people stopped doing the field work. Then, in the same token, the culture, the laid backness, all the Goan people had to leave and go somewhere else because relying on tourism a couple of months a year, that time it was a couple of months a year, around the year it wasn't there so much. In the rainy season, it was really bad. So, people would have maybe 4 good months, 4 really good months of tourism. The rest 8 months, if you're not in tourism, if you're not a taxi driver, it was really difficult to make money if you don't have your own business. So people would go to the ship. In Goa, there's a lot of people that work on the cruise liners. A lot of people. Even to this day, there's a lot of people that work on the cruise liner. And what happened is those people ended up realizing that they can get more out of life not living in Goa. So they ended up living abroad, basing themselves out of Europe and working on the cruise line because you get more money. They ended up taking their family there, or they end up marrying a outsider, not necessarily a foreigner, but maybe even an Indian. But they ended up like not coming back, and eventually, they take their families there, they sell their property, and they all move. Then they don't come back unless they come to visit family. And in those places, outsiders have come, they've taken the place. They don't come with the culture because they are not appropriated into the culture. They are just coming here because they have come from a hectic city, which is more stringent, more restrictive, and they want to come to Goa to get free. But the problem is when more of those people come here, then Goa loses its freedom, its individuality, its uniqueness. So tourism has become saturated, yes, but the influx of people who aren't going that live here permanently have become more. So you see, for 4 months, this place would be crowded. People would not go to the regular hotspots because they know it's going to be crowded. They would wait for the season to die down and then go do their thing. Now year round, there's just way more people. There's traffic jams. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to blow your mind. Are you ready, civil beings? Until 10 years ago, I would say 90% of Goa did not have traffic signals. Until 10 years ago. I don't even think it's 50% now. I'm just being polite. Till less than 10 years ago, 90% of Goa didn't have traffic signals. You know how crazy that is? Wherever you come from, wherever you live, 90% of where we were didn't have traffic signals. Now there's traffic jams. In a span of 10, 12 years, we have traffic jams, dude. I'm not even joking. We have traffic jams in Goa. So while the tourists have been saturated, the living populations increased. So it is a catch 22 because we are not a tourism hub anymore, but people who find it cheaper to live here, cheaper to do their business here, cheaper to stay here and maybe do their business where they are from because less overheads, they're all moving here. So we have more permanent population, funny enough. But yeah, I hope that answered your question. Let's be blunt. Bruno's best game last season was Leicester. He played in the pivot versus Real Sociedad. He played in the pivot versus Liverpool. Played in the pivot. I'm not saying that's his best position. Yeah, I mean, yeah, man. I get that, but it's also his worst season. But yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. He keeps Bruno and then buys two tens. I feel like you should have either sold Bruno about 110 and buy a midfielder. I don't know. It's weird. But that there is also a player problem in that. There is for sure. I am not defective. I'm not. I'm currently watching the Vinland Saga. Sorry, Peakland Saga. Okay. By the way, I get a feeling this ODI series will be last for Rohit Virat. If they don't perform, I think GG and Agarkar will drop them and expect a retirement from international cricket. These people are trying to get rid of our legends, bro. I don't get it. What's it with these people? They're very confident about this new batch. I hope it works out for them. Who will you get? Baliba, Anderson, Wharton. For me, I'd take Anderson or Wharton. I think Baliba. Honestly, Siddharth, I'm very nervous, man. This man has he's laid an egg in every match after the after the transfer window closed. I don't know if he can't handle the pressure of a transfer window. Just a transfer rumor. I'm scared, man. What is he going to do when they are really critical about him? Because people are saying, "Arey, he's playing badly, so we can get him cheaper in January." I'm like, yeah, that is what a United fan would say because we want a new midfielder because we are tired of this pivot. But what I see is a man that is mentally weak because of a transfer rumor. And what's he going to do if he's a permanent player for United? Now, listen, he could have a fantastic rest of the season and I look like a fool. But I'm only talking about from the time the window has closed to now. Every game he's laid an egg. Herzler has basically come out and said his year has been turned and now he has to get back to playing this way. What does that mean, dude? When your manager basically says your head has been turned and whatever you've been, whatever the word is, whatever the word is. Yeah, you know, that's all I'll say. That's all that's what I feel at least. I have a strong feeling we are going to cook Liverpool, then draw with Brighton and lose to Forest. Yeah, I mean, that sounds like something we do for sure. Sumit, my man, you're a man of culture. Even if they both perform with them just playing ODIs with how little ODI India play and next 50 ODI World Cup will be in 2027, they both want to play the Vijay Hazare. Interesting. Hitatagata, good evening. Always a man of culture. Fans should move on from Hoyland. It's not like we lost Harry Kane. No, Mangi, it's not that. It is the comparison of how we play with who we play, and how we set up the team with the players we have. It's not about moving on from Hoyland. I think most people have moved on from Hoyland. The thing is, we have to understand why we have moved on from him, right? Because tomorrow, if Sesko fails, then people will 100% say, why did we sell Hoyland and spend 85 million again on another striker? Which is a good point. Thank you. Which would be a good point. Although we definitely will move on from Ireland. It's just an example though. The man, the myth, the legend has arrived. What do you think of the winbacks like David Raum? Terrible hairline, if that's what you're asking me. Should United go for him? I don't know, man. I'm a bit of a hairline merchant. I can't lie, Aniket. People with good hairlines are easier on my eyes. You know. David Raum. God, Germans are terrible right now in football, aren't they? Rhythm's going to be mad at that one. Bro, honestly, I am just looking for a functional left wing back. Whoever can actually fit whatever this system and this philosophy is, I'll take. Because I mean, it's a little early, but Dogu's clearly not cutting the mustard, dude. It's not happening. God bless him. I feel very sorry for him. He should have, just like Hoyland, he should have been a deputy to a starter left back and striker. The same thing. The one thing I will defend Hoyland with night and day is he should have been a deputy. He should have been a deputy. It is so unfair to give him those 2 seasons we had. Horrible, horrible way we played football in general. I feel really bad for him. Same way I feel bad for Dogu. At this age, at this point of development, you have to be a deputy. Deputy, you have to be. You cannot be the starter. So if David Brown plays well, man, I'll take it. See. I'm not fussed, dude. I just need people who can play the position. We need to walk before we can run, Aniket. It's simple as that. It's simple as that. You give me anyone that can play the position, I'll take him right now simply because Dogu, I feel it's very unfair on Dogu, dude. And in a way, it's going to be unfair on Sheshko. You know? Sheshko, people will say, yeah, man, he played Champions League and all. I'm like, yeah, but he still does not have enough seasoning, dude. Seasoning. When you make French fries and you put salt and pepper, you get the right seasoning. It's like that. You don't just give people deep fried chips, dude, and go, here, eat some. You're diabetic. Don't have any salt, cholesterol, whatever. I'm just rambling, obviously, but my point is, you need seasoning, dude. Trent didn't play against Espanyol. He was injured. Sure. Was he at Neymar's sister's birthday? But ¿sabes Espanyol tanto como Trent? He's terrible, dude. He's terrible. Do I understand Spanish better than Trent? Probably, dude. Probably. God, I wish I could. I wish I had. I wish I was sitting right next to Liverpool fans when he did that interview, dude. I would have died. I would have absolutely died in laughter, dude. I'm serious. I would have absolutely rolled on the floor, died in laughter. That would have been a core memory for the rest of our life, dude. Seriously, that would be a real core memory. Basically, Goa is now 10% Konkani, 90% Bihari and Marwadi. No, it's not Bihari and Marwadi. I would say a lot of Rajasthanis, Gujaratis, not a lot of people from Karnataka. They are a lot of them consist of the labor workforce here. Because the labor workforce they get paid better in Goa than they do in Karnataka, so they move here to do daily labor and skilled labor like masonry and stuff. A lot of people from Karnataka, Gujarat, they have a lot of sweet shops here, man. The Gujaratis are coming here and they're going to make us a Gujarati sweet hub in about 10 years. Trust me. That's how many Rajasthanis and Gujaratis are here opening up sweet shops. Listen, man, it's food that I used to not get in Goa, so I don't mind trying it out. It's an experience for people like me at least. Um, Not a lot of Keralites. Yeah, I would say mostly Rajasthanis and Gujaratis and people from Karnataka, people from Maharashtra, bordering states. That's what I would say. It was a place for peace and calmness. Now it's complete doom, dadaka, and party life. And by the way, you know your place very well, Grace. See, dude, the thing is, if you say this, people say you're anti-Indian. I am just being honest. I can understand both ways. I can understand why people move here, but I also understand why people don't want people to move here. It is the same policy about immigration everywhere else, civil beings. If you come here, assimilate. If you don't want to assimilate, no, stay where you are. Why you want to come here? If where your place was so nice, don't come, na. Stay where you are. Like tomorrow, if I move to Kerala, I have to assimilate, dude. Otherwise, I am going to be miserable. I'm going to have to learn how to speak basic Malayalam at least. I know a lot of people speak English in Kerala, but I'm going to have to know some basic. I'm going to have to be able to maybe read some signs, something. I can't just walk in there like a boss, like I'm fucking that. What's that guy, dude? What's that idiot's name who was part of who was Glazer's best friend, who was running the show? There was a meme of him, dude, walking like a boss. I can't be like that guy, dude. I can't just act like I know what I'm doing. You have to assimilate. People don't want to assimilate, dude. That's why Goa is losing its charm. Goa is not losing its charm because people from outside are coming. Goa is losing its charm because people from outside are coming, and the people who have lived here are fed up of not being given fair treatment by the government, fair pay, fair opportunity to work here, fair wages, and they're getting better wages elsewhere abroad by somebody else. So they're going there to take it, because at the end of the day, you got to take care of your family, man. It doesn't matter if you're in UP, Goa, Catholic, Muslim, Hindu, Sikh. You have a family to take care of, and people will do what they need to take care of their family. And that's what it comes down to. A lot of people do this north, make the north references, the south references, the Muslim, Hindu, Catholic reference, but at the end of the day, everybody's people and everybody has to take care of the family. You got to take care of your family first. If you have to leave the state to go somewhere else, take care of your family. That's what you do. If you have to leave the country to go somewhere else and take care of your family, that's what you have to do. Do you want to leave your state? Do you want to leave your city? Do you want to leave your country? No, probably not. Because when you go somewhere else, if you are unlucky, people will treat you differently as long as you live there, even if you live there the rest of your life. Now, maybe you will meet great people there. Maybe you will assimilate. Maybe people will love you. Maybe it will be the best decision you have made in your life. But at the starting, you will be an outsider. You will not understand cultural things. You will not understand how people do things, people function, people behave, people talk, people's mannerisms. and you will miss home. Even though you know home's not good for you right now because you can't take care of your family, but you will still miss it. You will still get homesick. You will still miss your family. You'll still miss going out and eating noodles or pav bhaji or bhel puri, because in England, let's be honest, they struggle with salt. Forget all the other food they can eat and cannot eat. So England is a reference, of course. Pick a whatever country you'd like to in general, not in some fancy restaurant. So I mean, at the end of the day, people have to do what they have to do, dude. But it would be nice if people take into consideration why you came there in the first place, if that makes sense. स्पेनियल थीम की बात नहीं कर रहा है वो. I didn't translate it. You didn't need to, dude. You're welcome. Do you think Nathan loves to debate are the consequences of not giving DDG a new contract and make Goa regional again? Make Goa regional again. Oh, that's hilarious. No, dude. I'm very happy that people like to come here. I'm very happy people are trying to take care of their family. What I'm not happy about is people trying to change it. That's what I'm not happy about. Yeah. I know the sarcasm. Dude, where I live, the population was so less. Now there's so many buildings, towers, and there are many roads, and they are widening roads every year because no end to traffic, especially the Good Bandar road. So, for people who do not know what Aditya is talking about, because I do know what Aditya, I mean, I kind of know what Aditya is talking about. I haven't gone there in 20 years. Aditya lives in a place that is basically the outskirts of Bombay, the city, I guess, city limits, whatever you'd call it. He lives in a place outside Bombay, but a lot of people claim it as Bombay. Whatever, yeah, I don't want to get into that politics. It has its own government and its own way of functioning. So he lives in this area. And when my aunt lived there, who passed away, as Aditya knows, because she is from Thane, recently she passed away. I remember going there and it was super quiet and it was hilly and apparently there were leopards. Thank God I didn't see one because I would never leave the house after that. Um, it's getting bigger. There are buildings everywhere. They're cutting down hills. They're going into there is a national park there. Hence the leopards. They might be disturbing the forest area, all for the sake of just spreading more buildings, inviting more people to come over, taking advantage of land opportunities, financial opportunities, because other people elsewhere cannot make that money. They can make that money in Bombay. So everyone's trying to win that lottery, get that Bombay job, get that Bombay flat, get that whatever else that comes with going to Bombay, Delhi, Bangalore. So people are doing that. So now the outskirts of Bombay is being expanded. Thane, Panvel. For people who don't live in Maharashtra, people will think I'm speaking a foreign language. Basically, they're trying to create tier 2, tier 3 city hubs outside of Bombay. They're trying to make it transportation friendly where people can literally drive. When you believe me, 20 years ago, you would never go from Panvel to Bombay. Now people 20, 25 years ago wouldn't go from Panvel to Bombay. Now they're trying to make it in such a way where you reach in record time. So people can go to work from the outskirts, come back and come, if you live in the outskirts, save money on rent and stuff. So it's getting out of hand there. It's getting out of hand. And honestly, if Goa becomes like that, then there'll be nothing of Goa left. Goa is going to be like any other dirt hole that you can think of in any other city, in any other state. The uniqueness of Goa will go away because you get buildings everywhere. You get better buildings, I would say, in many other cities. Better buildings, better societies, better businesses. In many ways, Goa is behind in a lot of things. Here, people come for peace, but if you turn the peace back into chaos, then you have a chaotic city that has no infrastructure to handle its population. My God, we have gone really political today suddenly. But yeah. But as Aditya is saying, it's just getting crazier and crazier, man. And believe me, Aditya doesn't really live. I mean, it is close to Bombay technically, but it's not close as well. And if it's expanding out to where Aditya lives, that means, they're just trying to make more and more cities. They're just wiping out more and more rainforest, national park areas. It's tough, man. I just meant Nathan knows Spanish, same as Trent knows Spanish. Maybe I know better than him, dude. Who knows? Bro, we should get Wharton any day. He's the only top midfielder available who knows how to play a two-man midfield. The problem with that, Tadagata, is I 100% think we cannot get anybody from Crystal Palace or Glasner will resign. And I think Crystal Palace are way too nervous for Glasner to resign. They are in Europe. He's already done it with Gehi. I know Lala wasn't very happy about it, but I totally understand it from that point of view. It's like you're handicapping me and you want me to be the head coach of a team that you take away all my players. Lala wasn't very happy about the Gehi thing, but in the truth of the matters, what do you want Glasner to do? Why should Glasner bow down to Liverpool when his job is at stake, when his reputation is at stake? He's not going to do that. It doesn't work out for him. It works out for Liverpool. It works out for Gehi. It works out for Slot. It doesn't work out for Glasner. It even works out for Crystal Palace because they'll make money. But it does not work out for Glasner. And why should Glasner, after the season Glasner had last season, why should he jeopardize his own resume? So the threatening to quit thing, I totally understand. And in the same token, we won't get Wharton, dude. At least we definitely won't get him in January. I believe there's a release clause or something for Glasner. Maybe Glasner just wants to get out because he sees the owners, basically selling all their assets. So maybe at the end of the season, but January, I don't think so. No chance. If I were recommend an anime to you, it would be Vinland Saga, masterful work. Please tell me it's on Netflix because it's the only it's the only thing I watch that's not YouTube. Vinland Saga. Okay. Kobe and Wharton would be a dream, but I don't think he'll go to. I don't think he will go to Liverpool. I don't know. I think he'll go to Liverpool. Yeah, there is some links with Wharton to Liverpool. That is a good point, Siddhant. Um, I mean, is Kobe even going to get game time? Dude? Will Kobe even be here in January? Siddhant, that's a better question. Excuse me. Based on that, you might hate Drogba. Based on what that? No, I don't know. No, based on no, dude. No, no. I don't hate anyone trying to take care of their family, dude. I get it. I absolutely get it. There's nothing to hate. Taking care of your family is primary. It's just that don't change the thing that made you come here. Ed Woodward, thank you. That hell, I forgot his name even. Make Goa great again. Best of luck to both Lucas Vasquez and Barcelona. Both are going for the sixth UCL. No. Modi ji's Bengali is better than Mamta Didi's Hindi. Nathan is better than Nathan's Spanish. Thank you. Mucho gusto. Gonzalo Garcia. Rhythm made me do that on purpose. I see that. Just deleted 2K19, man. Those days were good. So good. Downloaded for nostalgia. And also, my dad's old office laptop can run it only. Good night, civil beings. Take care, buddy. Thank you for joining. Also about Kobe, imagine we give Maguire, Shaw, and Casemiro a new contract and sell Kobe. Would be a disgrace of a decision. One of the best talents in world football sold that. Couldn't agree with you more. By the way, thank you for Alvaro Carreras. Nathan, big mate, has never beaten Chelsea. Big mate has never beaten Chelsea 4 games full. I don't want to jinx, but we should be beating for. You should be beating Forest because Ange is in charge. If Nuno was in charge, I would be worried for you, honestly. I just enjoy Marinakis crying in a souvlaki right now. I can just picture it. I don't know how many souvlakis he's eating, but he's crying in all of them. Let's go to Mangalore, Udupi, and Dubai more than any other place in India, probably. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. To be fair, Mangalore and Udupi, I can at least get, the food similar. You can, it's better to possibly acclimate to, but Dubai is an interesting one for sure. My dad was working in Dubai in the 80s and he told me there was a lot of, he calls them Malbaris. I don't know if that's right to say it or not, but I think Malabar, whatever. A lot of Keralites were working with him when he was there in the 80s. So I think Malbaris is Kerala, but now people say Malayalis. So I don't really know what the difference is. I think it might be the different side of the coast. I'm not sure, but yeah, that's what he keeps saying that, and I keep saying that because I hear him saying it all my life. But yeah, storyline of Wharton, Devan, I told you, he's been injured for a bit, but he's here now and there. He's part of Cody Rhodes' close friends circle, and he has feuds with the tribal chief Roman Reigns. That was fun one, but he's in and out mostly. He's part-time basis at the moment. Neither I'm born in Mumbai. Did you forget I can't read or write Malayalam, but I can talk in Malayalam? Exactly. I know that's what I'm saying. No, if I were to move, I have to learn something if I'm going to move there, right? Now I can talk. If I can talk, great. If I can read and write, Even better. But I need to learn something. I need to learn something if I'm going to move there. No, I have to acclimate a bit, somewhat. No, I ain't LJ. I know you aren't LJ, but I know you aren't LJ. इस दुनिया का और भी लड़कों का नाम लवन्या है कमाल है यार both Goa and United have changed a lot in the last 50 years for the worse. I mean, it's tough to argue, sadly. But yeah. 2 years ago, I went to Wayanad and went on boating that there were Nepalis and how fluid they talk Malayalam. Actually, one of my friends who still lives in Kerala, in Thrissur, she was saying something similar, actually, funny enough. Forget that. A Nepali is a watchman for the village. He speaks Malayalam so well, bro. We gotta shape up, dude. We have to expand our skills like Trent. I know I have to live in this country. Wait, I know I have to live in this country. Which country are we talking about, Lavanya? If you don't mind. Your take on Sonam Wangchuk, a scientist, is called anti-Indian. Bro, trust me. Just do something else with your time. You will lose your brains. You will lose your brains. Do something else. Get a hobby. Make some friends. If you have a girlfriend, spend time with her. Some of this social media stuff, no, will just kill whatever brain cells you have left. What is about the Ugarte news that with Ganacha? I mean, apparently it's false, bro, so it doesn't matter. But yeah. Although, even though it's not false, he does not like to pick Ugarte, which makes you wonder, is there some kind of truth to it? Did you see the Tamilian DSP speaking Punjabi? It was, bro, was trying to stop the accent so much, even the protesters were laughing. I mean, at least he's trying, bro. He's doing a better job than me. A number 10 slot right now at 26 years age average. Our next gen academy number 10s and some number 8 Shea Fletcher. Bankieri, Fitzgerald can be deputy if we had a good win run. Shea Fletcher. One of the Fletcher brothers is doing better, isn't he, than the other one? Called an anti-national if you criticize the government. Completely agree. If you're going to a place to settle there, you have to respect the. It's not even respect their cultures, dude. But see, there's nothing wrong with you doing your own thing, you doing the thing you want to do, but also keep into account where you are. That's it. So like there is a. I'll give you a fun fact. There is a town in outskirts of London called Swindon. Apparently, Swindon has the largest Goan population outside of Goa. Goa, only Goan. So now I'll give you an example, Siddharth. If I wanted a taste of Goa and I wanted to move to England, I would try to be in the area as close as possible to Swindon. If it's not possible to live in Swindon, simply because I will feel at home, but I'm not at home, if that makes sense. So things like that. You can't lose your own identity. No one's asking you to do that. That's not fair. You still have your own identity as a person. How you are raised, who you have been raised by, where you have been raised. All that is valid and it should not be forgotten. But to come there and go, fuck you, I'm going to do whatever I want because I'm here. That's a little tough. That's a little tough. The metros here, they are drilling the Sanjay Gandhi National Park to create a tunnel to reach Borivali, and don't forget the first bullet train, Ahmedabad, Thane. What is this obsession we have with Gujarat, dude? Of all the places, why is the first bullet train going to Ahmedabad? Because Bombay is full of Gujaratis. That's the only thing I can think of. Like Bombay has a crap ton of Gujaratis. They always had. It's not new. What is this obsession with Ahmedabad, dude? Why is our first bullet train going to Ahmedabad? If these people had any brain cells, the first bullet train would come to Goa because everyone loves coming to Goa on the weekend. It's a shorter journey. You can see how it works and then build a bigger bullet train to go to Ahmedabad. But no, these people are going all or nothing, bro. They're doing their own version of the Amazon Prime series. All or nothing, bullet train, dude. Country system is worse than their football. System, as they like to say. That was a funny thing that was going on back in the day, a couple of years ago. System. You watch Vinland Saga right now, you don't want to miss this absolute masterpiece, okay? It's called Satellite Cities. Thank you. around big cities in order to balance out the issue of, yeah. So they're doing that in Tana. They've been doing that in Tana for a while, to be fair. It's becoming worse. And now they're going further out to a place called Panvel. Now it's going so far that now people from Panvel can come to work in Bombay and then go back home if they want to. That's the kind of roadways they're trying to attempt to build, I should say. Attempting to build. When I was giving the PCS interview, there was a common question: describe India. My description: India is a collection of states where two, three lead states take money from the other states to draw, from earning states to draw. I've seen senior citizens pass away before they get the redeveloped homes because it should take 2, 3 years. But I said it takes 10 to 13 years. I've seen the same time senior citizens. It's sad. It's really sad. It's been going on around Bombay for a bit now, unfortunately. It's on Netflix, Vinland Saga. Okay, okay. It's on Netflix. Okay. Well, that saves me the trouble of searching for it at least. That's the goal, Rando saying. Nathan, mate, what's up, bro? We were just talking about Big Ange. Nothing, man. Just chilling. Just chilling. Went from one stream to another stream. You were there more. W's gotten a little boring again, though. Listen, man. Troughs. Troughs and peaks. Troughs and peaks. It's tough when you have to answer to people that are not non-wrestling people. If you know, you know. Marinakis is beating his Nottingham Forest last season under Nuno Espirito Santos. Yeah. Goa, Mo. Where are you from, bud? Where are you from? From Goa. Yeah, Nathan. Nowadays, I just take the tragedies of comedies. That's how you should see social media stuff. Seriously, dude. I'm not on Instagram for that reason. I'm like, they try to curate your feed. They try to force feed your feed into nonsense. But yeah. What's your music taste? Rap, rock, R&B, blues, jazz. Ooh. So, it's a very complex question. So, growing up in the 90s, my uncle was a DJ. So, whatever new music he would get, he would give to us. And I don't know how to break it to you guys, but back in the 80s and 90s, people didn't dance to Bollywood music in the club. I'm just letting you know. Okay, don't call me anti-national, please. I don't care about clubs. I'm just letting you know how it used to be. Okay, don't care. You can dance to whatever you want. I will not be there anyway, so it makes no difference. So we listen to. They would dance to like jazz music, pop music. MTV was really popular back in the late 90s and early 2000s. Basically, music you'd hear in MTV, they would play in the clubs. So around that era, pop music, ballads, Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey. Bro, I listen to a bunch of music. What I currently listen to now is basically hip hop. If you play jazz, if you're sitting in the car just listening to some smooth jazz and you're driving, I'm in, no problem. The only thing I can't do, and I can't do at all, is bloody techno and trance. I can't do any of that dub, 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 dub. I can't do that, dude. I can't do that. It gives me a headache. I can't do it. I wouldn't do it for a girl. I wouldn't do it for my family. I wouldn't do it for anybody. You won't believe. Aniket, you won't believe the number, the number of times I could have gotten into that stupid concert they do here in Goa. I don't even know the name. That's how little I care. Sunburn, sunburn, sunburn. My friend would go to see one person. Let's say there's one guy at the top of the bill. You'll go to see that, but he'll buy the day pass, right? Because if you're spend for the full day. You won't believe the number of times I was getting a free ticket to go with him, obviously, because to keep him company. And I told him no. He asked me for like 3 straight years in a row. I'm like, bro, I'm not doing this. You literally can't pay me to go there. I would run. I would cry if you take me there. He's like, there are all these beautiful women. It's a relaxed, no, bro. I'm like, even if my lifetime crush was in Sunburn, I would still stand outside of Sunburn and wait till she leaves. I can't tell you how much I don't like techno and trance, but he liked it, so he would invite me, and I would say no. I can't do it. I can't do it. For me, I like trap wave music, early 2000s hip hop. Bro, early 2000s hip hop is so much better than the current hip hop. So much better. These people talk only about doing things to women, doing drugs, shooting people. There's no depth. There is no they and some of them do mumble rap, which is the most depressing version of music I've ever heard in my life. It might actually be worse than techno and trance. They just mumble, you can't understand what they're saying, and they get millions of views and they become popular. And I don't understand that. No talent at all. It's ridiculous. Golden question: why is Gujarat and Ahmedabad getting all the big deals? I wonder why, Nathan. Listen, bro, I understand it from the bullet train to Bombay. There are a lot of, I know for a fact there are a lot of Gujaratis in Bombay. Lot. So in a way it makes sense, but I feel like for the bullet train to see if it works, you should do a shorter distance, see if it is financially viable, and then maybe make a bigger track and maybe not go through a protected nature reserve so people can come to Bombay by train. Just saying, just saying. I don't live there, so it's not my problem, but just saying. Because I tell you right now, there's a lot more people coming from Gujarat to Goa and Bombay to Goa than Bombay to Gujarat. So if you do bullet train from Bombay to Goa, you can at least gauge if this thing is actually going to be, financially viable long term. Just a thought. You are from Ahmedabad. Nice, Mo. Nothing wrong with Ahmedabad, dude. Nothing wrong with Ahmedabad. I just don't understand why we have to go through nature reserves to build a train. That's all. At least मैं जाके अहमदाबाद मोदी स्टेडियम में मैच देख सकता हूँ. Bro, if we cannot fill that stadium in a World Cup final, no, you'll be, I don't know where. I mean, I guess you'll get a seat, Aditya. You should be happy about that. You'll at least get a seat there. Fair enough. You could do that. Good point. Why the obsession with Gujarat? Answer: because certain someone left the house and okay, just move on by that one. Bye bye. School hai mera. Yes, of course, Maxi. Take care, buddy. I think the first successful satellite city was Gurgaon, I guess, to reduce the population issue at Delhi. Did it really work though? Did it really work? Did it really work? I think that's the question. You're laughing on the lead state thing, never trust me. Nat IG India. Wait, trust me, Nathan. I guess India gets divided in future will be sole responsible. So how's the rains in Goa? Malabar Gold. I believe it's not rained in about 5 days now, LJ. I think we are in the clear officially. Thank God. We are in the clear officially. Imagine me going to Ahmedabad Stadium with a bullet train when I have never been to Wankhede. You know what, dude? Depending on how fast that train is, you might actually get to the Modi Stadium faster than Wankhede. That would be actually more fun. My music taste has gone too bad. I used to listen to alternative rock. Now I listen to synthwave. I don't even know what that is, to be honest with you. क्यों तू शाहरुख खान है क्या वो भी वांकेड़े नहीं गए बहुत दिन से. Yeah, I think it's for different reasons, I would say. So you're not into Eric Pritz. Bro, I don't even know who that is. Sunburn Festival, yep. IPL देखूं पर match 11 बजे का तो yeah, that's true. If you're going to Wankhede, it'll take you 3 hours to get back. For sure. Daft Punk I've listened to. Daft Punk I listened to. The old songs, not new ones, but yeah. I found another love one. Yeah, basically Subhan Singh. Sorry, LJ Singh. I was so happy. Who needs Linkin Park to get numb? Nathan only needs dub, bro. Linkin Park. See, again, Linkin Park. I used to listen to a lot of music back in the day. I just couldn't do techno and trance, dude. Can't do it. I can't do it. Just can't. Mumble rap, Bakchodi. Yes, Bakchodi definitely better. I agree. Tupac or Biggie Smalls? Tupac has the nicer the beats. I like West Coast. The 90s I didn't listen to a lot because it's before my time. But I liked West Coast beats better than East Coast beats. Like the beats. The beats also made it fun. California Love is like you can actually, I don't know if this makes sense, Johnny Walker, but when you close your eyes and you just listen to California Love, you can actually picture yourself like in a lowrider driving by past palm trees and just like enjoying yourself. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but it actually kind of takes you there. I don't know why that one song in particular. It just takes you there. Like that's a classic song, bro. Seriously. There are only two trains from my place to Kerala. Why हमें bullet train नहीं दे देते? Or two pack get two pegs, two pegs. Vande Bharat train goes to Goa. Yeah, but I don't think it's a bullet train. It takes you 6 hours. The bullet, if the bullet train speed is the bullet train speed, it'll take you 1 hour to get here. Which I don't know how much of a good idea that is, but it would take you 1 hour to get here. 2 hours, 2 hours to get here. I think 2 hours is more closer. Yeah. By the way, Rip those lost 11 bus tragedy. When did that happen? When did that happen? I didn't get that on our time feed today. Prosam techno and trance is like some ADHD chef chopping veggies on the mic at 200 BPM. My waist cells can't take it. Same goes for mumble rap Bollywood. So I think the old school Bollywood music was much more fun. I read something yesterday that I agreed with. Back in the day, Bollywood songs were used to take the story forward. Now it's just, bro. I tell you, I don't know when's the last time I listened to Bollywood music on it by choice. I don't watch Bollywood movies because the songs annoy me. Honestly, and I get very frustrated because I'm enjoying the movie. Or my Hindi is not great, as you guys know, but I am enjoying the movie. And then suddenly there's a song, and I'm like, come on, man, come on. We're going to be sitting here for 3 hours. How many songs are we going to do? Plus the interval, plus the national anthem and the ads and like, can we like not do the songs like? You want to hear a hot take, Aniket? This is a hot take. The only reason we have Bollywood hit songs is because Bollywood actors made a music video that was cut into a music video. The song was cut into a music video and posted on whatever music channel you watch. And that is why Bollywood songs have hits, because that's how they used to make hits back in the day. Now, when we have independent people like a Hanuman kind or like See Them All, by the way, do not listen to it, but I can respect it. Badsha. These people, they are doing it off talent. They're not doing it because their song was in well, not maybe some of them are, but not all of them is my point. Now we're actually getting independent artists that make music videos and they don't have someone famous in them, and that's why they got famous. I feel a lot of our Bollywood hits were hits because of that. Good movie with a good catchy song, good actors dancing to it, us watching the video on repeat till our eyes bleed. um, I think nowadays we are getting so many independent, straightforward artists, and I think it's getting. I like it. I mean, I don't listen to it, but I appreciate it more. I appreciate that we're doing. That's how we are getting more music out there. If that makes sense. Might be the bullet train may be stopping close to the stadium, bro. If that is not the biggest rig job, no, I don't know how to explain it. Should check out the song by Duckworth. Fell off the earth, Duckworth. Duckworth Lewis. ये बुलेट ट्रेन बिहार में होता तो क्या होता. The problem I heard is this stadium in Ahmedabad was far away from the city, like the Pune stadium. If you know, it's far away from. Yeah, I do, because they do the drone shot, and you can clearly see the city is nowhere near it. When Pune had an IPL team, of course, but yeah, makes sense. Hear this: when you are high resonance. Wait, when you are high resonance by Home. It's the best synth wave song. I still don't know what synth wave is, but I will take that into account. Takes you back to childhood. Interesting. Mera ringtone hai since 9 years now. Okay. Rain has not arrived to go on last Friday, and Liverpool hasn't won since last three matches. Goa and Liverpool supremacy. West Coast. Yes, Dr. Ray is the goat. Actually, now I thank God. पहला बुलेट ट्रेन हमें नहीं. तेरे केरला के लिए सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट छोड़ दो, हमारे स्टेट मिनिस्टर ने ग्रीनरी और फॉरेस्ट की मार दी. I didn't know 3 days ago someone bought a Volvo sleeper bus. The bus got fired. The doors were locked. 20 people died inside, including women and kids, maybe due to suffocation and fire. Bro, some of these deaths are really sad and unnecessary. You have power in all lunches. with dinner and prawn balcha, vindaloo. No, you can't eat that all the time, dude. That's not healthy. They're too rich in many different unhealthy things. You can't. Pao in all lunches people don't actually do. Pao is a thing that you eat with certain foods. Really, it depends on your preference, dude. People in Goa really like rice though. You're correct. Yeah, train accident, bus accident, train accident, plane accident. अब शायद cycle लेके ही केरला तक जाना होगा. Ethan, why can't we delete Bihar? Because at the end of the day, we are nice people, dude. We try to accept everybody, you know. We try to, being the important word here. PR is like GTA Lost version game in real life. Aaron comes from the OG Bombay times. He knows when train used to pass through certain places in Mumbai, you could see people sitting on the tracks. Oh no, Aditya, why? Why do you have to mention that, bro? Oh no, bro. When he used to come from, oh god, no, that's the wrong kind of nostalgia, dude. That's the wrong kind of nostalgia. You know what used to happen, Aditya? I'm sure you'd know because I guess the trains were similar back in the day. But from Goa to Bombay, we would get to Churchgate. We would get to like is it PT or Churchgate. I keep getting confused. I think it is Churchgate. It is Churchgate. Is it Churchgate? I think it is Churchgate. Yeah. When we had to roll into Churchgate, we would reach like at 6 7 in the morning. So by the time we get into the city of Bombay, there are yeah, there were some of those people you mentioned, dude. And the worst part is they would be facing you and they would be looking into your eyes as the car passes by, as the train passes by, which is very it's an experience. Let's put it that way, Aditya. It's an experience. Bihar ne kya kiya? I don't know, dude. They're just saying it in the chat. United Takeover to come before GTA Pro. I mean, if you were to believe it's actually getting released in about 6 months, then no. Miss Christmas Days of Bandra. My godmother lived in Bandra, dude. So we'd visit after because she would be very busy with church activities and charity. So we would celebrate Christmas where we live, and then we would go meet her for the holidays later. That's a thing people do. After Christmas, people go to visit, or before Christmas. They don't really visit people on Christmas. Chatterjee, Gujarati, kitna pan masala khate, you know ना. बस देश जाके तुक दे, नहीं फिर रहे. Oof. I haven't had my dinner. Why? Why haven't you had your dinner? So you play video games? Yeah, of course, dude. Any. I like to think most normal people play video games. Well, not most normal people. I shouldn't say that because people also had computers, but I played video game. I played console. Yeah, we only had the Netravati Express, especially the Devar area just after that. Oh God, Aditya's taken me to a tough time in life. I miss candies of Bandra, but now I'm in Noida. Bro, I thought you were in Agra. You're moving so many places, GK. What is this, dude? You keep moving every time. I can't keep track. Can't keep track. But anyway, guys, I gotta go. I'm off now. It's already 12. We are into the next day. Thank you for joining me. What did we do? 45 to 2 hours. 2 hours 15 minutes. Damn. All right. What games? You saw Gaming Chan. We should play that together. I'm currently playing Ghost of Yote. Oh, bro, I don't have a PS5. I'm only playing FIFA at the moment, dude. I'm not. I don't have money to buy the PS5 right now. So I just play FIFA because I can play it all year round. Mumbai has lost this chance. Well, all cities. Yeah, I mean, all cities. That's a great point. How is Ghost of Yote though? It looks really fun. Did England actually get better under Tuchel? Let's not get crazy, LG. Okay, they played bloody. They played. What did they play? They played Wales, man. I'm not getting gassed. Beating Wales. There's Wales without Bale and Ramsey and I'm not gonna fall for this trick, dude. Let's see what happens. I was the OG Bombay days. वो देखा तो कुछ नहीं देखा. My mother, Nana, uncle, auntie all laugh. Early Bombay days when people used to travel. Bro, I'm telling you, 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, bro. People are going for a walk with their lotas, and it's like, and then they maintain eye contact with you while you're going by on the train. That's a very cultural way to welcome people into the city, dude. Home's in Agra, but my workplace in Noida. Okay, got it. BF6? No, no, dude. Just FIFA at the moment. Nothing else. I refuse to put my money into anything else, dude. Especially that I have an old console. Tomorrow, if I get a new console, then I don't want to spend that money again. So FIFA is the safe bet, dude. So it is top notch. It looks top notch, dude. Can't lie. Art style gameplay. Yep. Dude, I'm getting marriage proposals. It's so. What's wrong with marriage proposals, dude? It's better to be wanted than not be wanted, dude. लॉलेस बिहेवियर करना है तो अपने स्टेट में करो फिर. Hello Mridul, how is FIFA 26? You got to learn how to defend better. Um, Controls are a little janky. The control of the ball is a little janky. You have to be very good at left stick dribbling. Um, yeah. Thing about Ultimate Team now is they have less. The rewards are not as good. The money is not as good for the grind you do in rivals and champs. So it's becoming a little tougher that way. But in many ways, I'm kind of enjoying it, dude. The first season's not done. I'm already in Division 4. I was just talking to Yudi after the stream we did, and I was telling him, I mean, the defense is a little off, man. They don't track their men, even though they are CPUs. So you have to really try and control all the defenders. It's very, very difficult. But for people who used to manually defend, I think they're going to kill it this season, 100%. They have reduced goalkeeper movement even, so it's not that effective. But if you have been doing manual defending in the last 2-3 years, I think those players are going to absolutely ball, dude. I'm not even that good, and before this season ends, I'm already in Division 4. There's 17 days. Yes, I could go to Division 3. Last year, to get to Division 3, when I started at Division 7, because I started in Division 7, I got into Division 3 in November, like late November. I might actually get into Division 3 now, before the first season ends. So it's actually it's more difficult, but the payoff is better, I suppose. Share UT squad on screen. I just sent you mine. Oh, on screen I can't, bro. I don't know how to do it on this crap. I will send you mine, dude. I will send you mine. I'll send you mine. I'm just about to bounce, Yodi. I'm about to bounce. Been doing this for 2.5 hours after your stream as well, so I'm pooped. But yes, I really want some kids now, dude. I envy when people my age have kids, bro. Listen, what is that got to do with how you want to have kids, But listen, dude, you wanting to have kids, I have been wanting to have kids when I was around your age. You should want to look for a good partner first. Always walk before you can run, my friend. It can be tempting. A lot of your friends get married, some of them have children. Funny enough, I only know one person who's had a child. That's interesting. Some of my friends have been married for like 3-4 years. They don't even have children yet. Like, anyway, whatever. The point is, find a partner first. For sure. Blanco Benzia. Nathan, I'm considering going to a screening this Sunday for the match. I'm scared of going knowing how bad we are performing. Make sure you wear a neutral jersey and make sure nobody you know is there. Blanco Ben, I don't know exactly where you live. So I don't know how familiar you are with the community. But if you're not familiar with the community and where you live, just wear a neutral jersey. You know what? In fact, just wear a jacket. Just wear a hoodie. Wear your shirt colors inside. See what's happening. No, then take out your hoodie, dude. You gotta be strategic sometimes, dude. Are you following the Salman Khan path? Absolutely not, dude. I would like to get married. I would like to have kids, and I would most and hopefully I'd like to have some dancing skills by the time I'm 60. That's all I'll say about that. Gurgaon. Bro, as long as people don't know who you are, you wear a hoodie, you assess the situation, then you take off your hoodie. You have got to go in with a strategy, dude. You got to go in with a strategy. You can't just walk in there with your United jersey, dude. You'll get cooked. Came here after watching some anime shows, bro. Seriously, it's midnight. It's midnight, and we're not playing in Europe, dude. You should be long gone to sleep by now, Ayushman. Long gone to sleep by now. But anyway, guys, I am off. We've done this for like 2 hours, almost 2.5 hours. What is it? 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours. We'll take it. 2.5 hours. I will see you. Okay, so the stream schedule's on the post, guys. That's the stream schedule. Thursday special guest. Sorry, Friday special guest. Tomorrow preview stream at a much earlier time than today. Thank God. I think it will be 8:30. We'll do it for like an hour. Go through game week 6. Friday special stream. Saturday, Sunday, one game each. We're back in business. The strategy is RFF. I don't know about that, but I don't know if that's my strategy at least, but you can enjoy that one if it works for you, someone. For me, listen, dude, a long time ago, someone told me, don't mess with Bengali women. If I was you, I would also take that advice, someone, you know. That's all I'll say about that. Here's one coming soon. Uh, anyway, guys, I will see you tomorrow, 8:30, game week preview 6. Sorry, game week 6 preview. Take care, guys. Good night, and I'll see you in the next one.